Lower dunk.
Hello and welcome to Lore Dump, the show where we take someone who hasn't played a game or a game franchise and walk them through the full story. Today we are going to be covering part 2 of Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
And I am joined by my friends
Monty.
and
Number 1 Falcon Truther, Chase. I will not be gaslit. I will not.
that's right.
Chekhov's wings.
Chase has a memory of the E3, not E3 demo, where there is that Vulture is definitely there. We've just had a scene that go back and listen to part 1 if you haven't already. We found out that Vulture is dead and was killed by Kraven.
I'm so excited to get to this fight that is so much further into the game than I thought.
Crazy, right?
I
It's like
assumed-
2/3 in.
I assumed that this was going to be like the cold open of the game.
Right? No.
Like, welcome back. Catch up on your powers. Here's your 2 boys.
No. Pete gets the... do you want to do a very quick summary of part 1 or at least how things ended up?
Harry's back. He's cured. He had a symbiote. But then Pete got poked in the tummy by Kraven. And Harry went, oh no! And gave him a symbiote. And now Pete's rocking 19 inches. And maybe Harry's gonna die? I don't know. We were up in the air on that one before. We don't know whether like the symbiote was holding him back or whether like whether he needs it to remain cured or whether I don't know.
It's a good question.
It's not a symbiote, it's magic goo. The word symbiote
We don't know anything
hasn't
yet.
been said yet.
It is
So- We last left our intrepid gang. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Harry seemingly sort of consciously passed the suit over to a dead Pete, really, just died. Comes back to life.
Sorry, is this necromancy?
MJ,
Is this just a zombie?
I think it's like, people can be dead for a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
Pete,
he was
Pete
at
was
the
at that
gates.
point. Yeah, he was at the gates.
But the gates were locked. So we came back until the battle's over.
Pete
Could make a great movie about that.
decimated Kraven's forces with Yuri Lowenthal giving a frankly award-worthy performance. The rage in his voice, newfound strength, and maybe something else. We're going to jump right back in. Back at the foundation, that's the Emily May Foundation, Harry is lying on a couch, not looking too perky. I mean, go back to what you were saying before. Harry's not looking great when we get back. He's lying on the couch. He tells his pals to stop fussing around him. He feels fine. MJ knows what this means. The suit cured which means without it, she doesn't make that noise. We need to figure out how to get this back on Harry, Pete says. How did you give it to me? I don't know. It just sort of happened, Harry says. Pete focuses, sending tendrils towards his friend. As he does, the suit begins to come away. The blade of Kraven's knife is exposed, still in his side.
I feel like you should take that out at this point.
Pete pulls it out with his tendrils and drops it.
I know you're not normally meant to take like something stabbed out.
But in
bad,
this case...
But he's got goo.
I agree.
The goo is gonna fill the hole.
So
You sound like my son. A goo.
a goo. A gaga.
he tries again, but the suit doesn't comply. Yeah, so he pulls out the knife, but the suit doesn't comply when he then again tries to pass it over to Harry. They realize they need to find Dr. Connors. He might know more about this. MJ realizes that Kraven still has the serum. If we remember in the last part, Connors had been transformed into the lizard by Kraven, and he's out in the wind somewhere.
Big old dinosaur.
Maybe if they maybe if they can find the serum, they can make an antidote at the Foundation. However, something's changed. We have some new suits. Would we say that maybe it's time for a venom-tinged round of Swing or Miss?
Wow, straight in. Swing or miss. First thing.
First up, the black suit.
I mean, yeah, it's classic. It's 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. Such a swing.
This is Peter's black suit.
This
What do you think
is block colors done right.
What do you think about? I don't know how much it's coming across here. it's kind of living. So parts of the suit kind of move and ripple the whole time.
That makes it better.
Yeah.
I love how it does. It looks like sinew and bicep, like the biceps,
Yeah.
where the key muscles are. They look like muscles. It's
He's
really
a
cool.
gooey boy.
Yeah,
Okay.
love it. It's a really good
Is that a
version.
swing from
That
both of
is
you?
such a swing.
Swing.
Next up, the King in Black suit for Miles Morales.
There's so much going on here.
There is.
So obviously,
Why does he have a swirl?
Miles-
Why does the spider have wings and also a tail?
Mm-hmm.
Why the shoulder pads? Is this meant to be a Venom suit?
This is from the King in Black arc in the comics, and it's actually very faithful to the comics look. I just think it doesn't translate to 3D.
See, the main issue I have is that in a game where, assumedly, Peter having the symbiote is a main plot point, Miles having a symbiote suit does not work.
It's out of and to be fair, you get this one very late in the game, don't you?
Way
It's like an
late.
unlockable. You got to
Okay.
do a bunch of things as Miles.
Okay.
But what do we think? Is this a swing or a miss? Oh, it's a miss.
I'm gonna say it's
I-
a miss, which is a shame.
Well, the thing is, if he didn't have this fucking little Superman cowlet curl, I think it could have been a
I
swing.
agree. That's it's
Like it's the head that's ruining it for me because the head just feels like a separate suit.
yeah.
Like the big eyes still look very
I think it's
juvenile. They look very
confusing.
cheerful.
when fundamentally the center of a web is always a bit of a spiral.
Mm-hmm.
Having another one right above it's a bit like oh.
a loop. I think literally if you put like the Miguel O'Hara's head on this suit, it would be a swing.
Yeah.
But the head's ruining it for me.
That's a one swing, one miss, everyone. Remember, swing is a good thing in the context of this game.
You assume it's not a good thing.
Miles
always.
heads out into the city. He gets a case pop up on the Friendly Neighborhood app. A local florist has complained about a hideous graffiti tag left on his wall. We turn up and we speak as Miles to this gentleman here, who runs a kind of outdoor
Miles
florist
is a
shop.
woman now. What?
Right.
What?
However, since he rang in the case, someone else has shown up and painted over it. It's a beautiful flower. I don't have a picture of this one yet. But business has never boomed. No, bloomed like this, the man says.
Why did he not rescind the Friendly
He then
Neighborhood
says-
alert then?
Yeah, it seems like a bug. He then says, oh, look, there's the artist now who helped me. It's Haley. She emerges, thanking Spidey thanks her for her service. She says that it's a bit of a wild story. We then flash back in time and play as Haley.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's really cool. She walks towards the florist. She's going to buy flowers. Duh. But we get to experience the world from her perspective as a deaf person. So obviously, sound is, almost entirely muted to almost nothing. And we get to see the streets through her eyes. She approaches the florist. We can see that there's these kind of emojis above people where it's kind of implied it's almost her reading their expressions.
I was wondering whether that was part of the tag or whether that was popping up next to the
Yeah.
guy.
And most people we interact with don't know ASL, so communication is difficult. She approaches the florist where someone has left a kind of tag of a flower, and then over the top of it, a kind of ugly scribble out red line.
Yeah. And left all their paint there.
Haley begins to paint over it. These are PS5 motion controls. We rattle the can.
No
we
way.
Spray.
Yes.
There are more similar tags around the place. And the guy's amazed. He loves it. Down the street,
I love stupid gimmicky motion controls. They bring me joy.
Haley finds another very similar tag down the street, which she gets to work on. We head into a construction site because up at the top of it, she can see another one of these scribbled out marks. And we get like a little adventure where she
Following these breadcrumbs.
navigates her way through like a construction site. She makes friends with a cat. There's a Spider-Man plushie she can find. She can give it to the
Yeah,
cat.
the cat bit's the crap part of this mission. The graffiti stuff's cool.
Well, I mean, the cat's about 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's annoying little puzzle.
Also, fuck you. It's a cat. Cats can do no wrong. Fuck you.
Okay, sorry. I hope you bring that energy to a later swing or miss chase.
How do you know what's in my swing or misses?
Oh, there's definitely one coming.
There better be another cat suit.
Okay, we
Cat suit part 2.
arrive at the... we can get it in this one, but I'm not including it again. We get to the top of the rooftop where we find the artist who has been leaving these tags. Turns out it's not someone coming along and vandalizing other people's art. This is a very insecure artist who is doing a tag and then scribbling it out because
Oh.
it's rubbish.
Oh.
This is Kayla. Kayla can't sign, so via text on her phone, Haley asks why they keep crossing out the art. Haley thinks it has potential. I know you're talented. Talented, the artist replies. My art sucks, and I'm getting sick of getting nowhere with it. Haley responds, you are getting somewhere, and we could work on it together. They paint together and make a beautiful floral display on the rooftop. So this is kind of what the rest of Haley's art looks like in the mission. The kind of it's almost like a stained glass window kind of thing. And then these are the tags from the this young artist Kayla. Haley invites the artist to her coalition. She has an art coalition, and Kayla agrees to join very excitedly. Cut back to Miles.
Everybody, we have the King in Black suit up on screen because Neil didn't have another picture.
Come back to Calic Miles.
He tells Haley that he thinks she's amazing. She's leaving to go.
You know what? This one's kind of growing on me.
She's leaving. There's a risk to have
symbiote,
this
mate.
on screen. She's leaving to go and visit someone in hospital, remember? And she didn't have time to pick up flowers. She says goodbye and leaves. After she leaves, Miles orders flowers online to be delivered to the hospital in her
Aw.
name. It's very sweet.
Sweet tea.
Pete swings by an antique shop, I think it's on MJ's tip, to have someone look at the blade he was stabbed with, because obviously they got it out now. Taking a look, the owner hands it back, panicking. I cannot help you. I've seen this symbol before. I can protect you from the hunters. I'm not worried about them. I thought I left all this behind in Volgograd. The flames have been lit. This is his jungle.
His jungle.
The flames have been lit. This is his jungle now.
One more time, Neil. One more. This.
This is his jungle now. Kraven? Pete asks. Kraven off. The man shuts the door.
Sorry, is his full name Kravenov?
Yeah.
Sergey Kraven.
Oh,
is
yeah.
it Alexei?
Sergey or Sergey Kravenov. You're right.
Sergey
Yeah.
Kravenov, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Would you rather his name was just Mr. Kraven?
Yeah, no. I wish Kraven was just his supervillain name, and his name
And
was
it
like.
is.
It is.
It is. But his family name is Kravenov.
I think it's dumb.
Well, you're dumb.
Very antagonistic. Let's just bring the love back into the room, okay?
No, we're in the black suit arc now, baby.
This is an aggressive. We're gonna be aggro this episode.
We have brought our black suits with us.
I don't like it. Across the city, the bonfires have indeed been lit, literally, on rooftops, huge pyres acting as a beacon or a signal for the hunters. Pete finds, like, hunting blinds. They're like...
and will answer the call.
But yeah, Pete also at these sites finds crates of vodka and other luxury goods from Volgograd. It leads us to the docks. We rescue a worker who's being attacked by hunters. They've been getting goods shipped in. He tells Spidey where the drop-off location for these goods will be. Kraven is holding a party. We call Harry, who tells us that the address given is a social club. Pete asks him how he's doing without a suit, and he says he's fine. Outside the venue, we see waitstaff in suits and ties getting ready for a night with some wild clients. They're all kind of having a smoke outside, like, oh god, this lot seem crazy.
We've done that. We've worked those parties.
Yeah. Yeah, God. Harry says we'll need to get dressed for the occasion, and Pete jokes that his tux is at the dry cleaners. And just as he says that, his suit begins to morph and change around him, becoming a swish waiter's tux. Whoa, I'm a spy. A spider spy.
Jesus.
Harry says that never happened for him.
Oh, I wish that it was still Ripley though.
Well, it wouldn't
Then it'd obviously be goo, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Is that guy's suit wet?
No, it's good. No, but that's my point. Is if it can turn into natural looking fabric and fibers, why does the Spider-Man suit look
because
sinewy?
he's trying to look like something here, whereas before the suit doesn't have to like.
Was it not trying to look like Spider-Man?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, the line from Harry there about how it never happened for me. I appreciate it for characterizing the symbiote, right? And I didn't mention this last episode, but I also kind of find it quite frustrating because Harry's drip is terrible. Particularly when I didn't mention it before, but when Pete goes to the EMF to meet Harry, Harry's wearing like a shirt, a t-shirt under the shirt, a shirt, a jumper, and then a black cardigan on top. And the only way I can like reference that in my mind is, oh, okay, the black cardigan, the unnecessary cardigan must just be the symbiote. No, Harry just has terrible fashion sense. But yeah, sorry, anyway, continue. Yeah, that's my rant over about Harry's clothes.
Entering through the kitchen, a head waiter gestures to a tray and a cloche, telling Pete to deliver it to Dima, Kraven's bodyguard.
I like how he doesn't question at all who this new guy is.
Yeah, he just...
There's like 100 staff in here. Yeah.
We head into the lavish party. Big scary man. Wait staff are bemoaning how fast these particular guests are eating. Hunters stand around, celebrating and posturing, arguing about the most effective ways to hunt and kill. Pete rescues some waiters from some of the more crazy hunters using his suit. So, like these two you're seeing on screen here, they're having an argument over whether or not like a 700-year-old sleeping dart can take out a man. And they're like, we'll try. You come here. And they like grab one of the waiters to use as target practice. And as the guy's about to blow the dart, a little tendril creeps out from Pete's foot, yanking their feet. So the hunter's the one who gets hit in the neck and he falls asleep. Yeah.
It's quite culty, isn't it? I think that's kind of how the hunters are characterized. It's quite culty. It's, you look at this and you might think, oh, it's like a bunch of frat boys have moved into a posh mansion. It's not. It's very culty.
I'm gonna hesitant to mention this again, but the Magnus Archives and the hunt. One of the fears is the hunt, and it's the denizens and avatars of the hunt are a little bit different from some of the others because it's a simple purpose. They live to feel the hunt. That is literally it. That is the purpose behind all of their actions. Pete finds a very large goon and assumes he must be the bodyguard. The men laugh and direct Pete to a room upstairs. Dima's hungry, they say. Upstairs, Pete opens a door and is confronted by Dima, a tiger. This is Kraven's personal bodyguard. And one of the best looking animals I've ever seen in the game. Oh my God, it looks so insane when it comes up to you.
Are we going to fight it?
The suit immediately changes into spider mode and we like flip back out the door and close it. Pete manages to sneak around the party now looking for a tranquilizer. It's not that hard to find a tranquilizer at this party. He puts some of the tranquilizing goo in a steak and feeds it to Dima, and Dima falls asleep. This leaves us free to explore Kraven's suite.
There's a fun thing in the end game with this. Yeah. After everything's done and you're just swinging about the city messing around, you can find Dima at the zoo.
Yeah.
And Pete can go and pet Dima. And it's really cute.
Pete finds arrays of potions, hundreds of books on philosophy, like lots of books on hunting, but books about philosophy as well. And a shrine with looks like it's a kind of shrine to Kraven's family, with candles that have recently been lit. Pete also finds drugs for late-stage chemotherapy and wonders if they could be Kraven's too. We also find a letter. It's time to pray. My mother opened every hunt with these words. Others spent the night feasting, drinking themselves into oblivion. Not us. Not the Kravenoffs. To us, the hunt was sacred, a duty from a higher power. Predators force the weak to grow strong. We shape the world, she would say. Gathered in the candlelight of the chapel, we shared bites of paksa, felt the anticipation in our bellies build, ready to honor our ancestors. Feel their blood course through our veins. Though she is gone, I still honor the tradition. The fires have been lit, the chapel prepared. Tonight, I will hunt for what I hope is the last time. Now the hunt begins, and if I do not return, all the better.
It's good stuff.
Hot.
Thanks. Pete notes that St. Sophia's Chapel is only a few blocks from here. Kraven could be there with the serum. Of course, we aren't getting out that easy. Pete is rumbled. The big guard from earlier kind of smashes into the room, and Pete's upside down, kind of on a wall, and he goes, "This isn't what it looks like." But it is. And the guy throws him back into the mansion where we obviously fight our way through dozens and dozens of hunters. But Pete revels in a chance once again to show what his new suit can do. Harry never told me it felt like this. I feel so strong. For example, at one point, like a rather sneaky lad fires a crossbow bolt at Pete, and the tendrils, Pete doesn't turn around, the tendrils just catch the bolt, and Pete turns around, lashes the guy, pulls him face to face. The guy's absolutely terrified. And I don't think I've got a screenshot of it here. the eyes on his suit kind of sharpen even more. And Pete throws him like through a wall. Like it's not Pete's normal kind of like, you could have killed this guy. He throws him through a wall. Pete catches himself, seemingly lost in the moment before looking at his hands and thinking, that wasn't me. At the church, Pete takes care of Kraven's elite guards outside before stepping in. Here to pick up a serum order for Dr. Connors? Kraven stalks above in the rafters. Pete thwips up, treading along narrow beams. Rain leaks into the decrepit roof, tapping lightly on church bells. You have hunted me. This is good. Let us see if you have the strength to finish what you started. Pete's vision is kind of a little bit wobbly, something making him feel uneasy and dizzy. Kraven swings out of the dark, striking him again and again. It's kind of bang into the darkness, bang into the darkness. At one point, he pins Pete down, knife against his throat. I see a man. I sense a beast. Pete sees the serum kind of around his neck. Tendrils lash out, striking Kraven back against a wall. Back against the bell. The vibration rings back into Peter, and he twitches uncomfortably. Kraven smiles, realizing what's happening. Why don't you set it free? Pete thwips the serum from Kraven's neck into his hand. I'm just here to save my friend. Kraven kicks back on the bell hard. The ringing causing Peter to scream, the suit half ripping itself from him in agony. He manages to escape through a window, telling Kraven off they'll finish this later. As Kraven watches him leave, horny for murder, he says to himself, my final hunt. As Pete swings away, we can see a small tracking beacon attached to the serum. This was all very much part of Kraven's potential plan.
Kraven is shockingly smart.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like this is the kind of character that normally would just be a fucking just himbo, and Kraven is like one of the smartest villains that we've had in the series.
And he is that in the comics. Yeah,
and
he's
has taken something from like everyone he's ever beat, like the electricity, conductivity, like he can't be electrocuted, he can't be poisoned, he's stronger than a normal person.
Oh yeah, I never thought about it like that. Yeah.
Yeah. As Pete swings away, we see a beacon. We head back to the Emily May Foundation. Back at the center, Harry and Pete get to work analyzing. They realize the structure of this compound in the serum is unstable. If only they could beam a few electrons in there. If only they had a particle accelerator.
Chekhov's particle accelerator, Chase.
Harry says...
Wow. Fuck off.
Harry says using the accelerator for this would be a bit like using a shotgun for a haircut. The accelerator needs fixed first, and from the inside. The suit should keep us safe, right? Harry protests, but Pete tells him to be a good proton. Stay positive.
Hey.
I feel like this isn't the first time we've heard that joke.
Maybe not.
Maybe it's. I'm always reminded of the South Park joke. It's the AIDS episode where Cartman's like, God, why are you gonna be so like? I wish you were more HIV positive. Why are you gonna be so HIV negative all the time? No, that's an old joke.
I didn't see South Park.
I was a big South Park fan as a kid. Explains a lot.
We fixed the internal issues. So here's Pete coming through the particle accelerator, but they like.
I feel like you shouldn't get in one of those.
But they have it on the... It's not working, right? So and they switch it on at the wall, basically. And they press all the buttons to turn it on. They go, oh, it's not working. Pete goes inside to fix the stuff they know is broken without switching it off at the wall again first. So it starts up while he's in it.
How very Danny Phantom.
His
particles got all rearranged.
Yeah. This feels like this should be a big moment for like, it's going to do something. It doesn't. He's fine. He just dodges the beam.
It's just a spectacle moment, really.
Yeah. We fix the internal issues, but an alarm causes Pete to collapse from the noise. Fires start breaking out across the room because of the accelerator kind of not being stable. The antidote should be ready. It should have worked. However, the hunters arrive, having tracked us. Boo. No, Kraven.
That's a Talon drone.
Talon drone.
Chase.
Fucking wings. Fucking wings.
No, Kraven. I really felt like we had something. You are not his only prey, they tell him. We fight the goons. Yes, you can see here we've got a prompt for using Symbiote Blast, which is kind of the thing we saw Harry do earlier.
Which is not to be confused with a Venom Blast.
Yeah. It is a shame. Which is kind of the thing we saw Harry do, where like dozens of spiky tentacles come out and knock a whole group of people down.
Spooky.
Yeah.
The Venom attacks look really cool.
Oh, there it
you go.
is. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
They feel as powerful as they should as well. Like you feel strong.
We fight the goons, including a large man in a bear skin with a big axe. He looks very much like a Skyrim character.
I love him.
Whoa! I didn't know there were bears in these woods, Pete says. Okay, before we get down to business, there's something I have to tell you. I'm fresh out of honey.
It's my favorite joke in all 3 games. Like cackling when this first happened. It's so good. Like the music stops. He's like, there's one thing I have to tell you. And then the music, like, complete silence before the line. It's fucking excellent.
You like that, do you?
I really like that joke. Oh, Chase. Oh, I'm actually quite sad for you that you don't enjoy that joke. That's, that's a piece of your life that you don't have. And I have that.
Wow, black suit indeed.
So bad for you.
Now, Chase, I'm afraid I know what you said earlier, but dozens and dozens of hunters fly into this room, and the Emily May Foundation is being ruined. Explosions, gunshots.
No, see, that's fine. I just want the Foundation itself to still be around at the end of the game.
Okay.
If the building is ruined, fucking Osborn's got more money than God. He can fix it.
As much as Peter is quipping, as the fight goes on, his language becomes less fun. He starts talking about people they're going to regret coming here. I'm going to smash you. Like, yeah, there's a lot more aggression coming through. There's the building kind of getting trashed. It's on fire. They escape with the antidote, but the EMF is basically ruined, destroyed by the fight. Outside, as if they were kids once again, an Oscorp helicopter lands. Norman comes out looking at his son. I should point out Pete's suit can like instantly off, so Norman doesn't know Spider-Man was there. Or he maybe knows he was there, but he doesn't know it's Pete. Norman is worried for his son first and foremost and tells his men to get in there and see what of their son's dream they can save. Harry's devastated by the loss of the Foundation, but Pete tells him the most important thing is they get him healthy with Dr. Connor's help. As Miles, we tried to call Pete again and cannot get through. So Miles goes out to... At this point, Miles is probably going out into the city and saving more of famous musicians' instruments to bring back to the Harlem Cultural Centre.
He's brainstorming that college essay. Yeah. Waiting for the plot to catch up with him.
Pete follows Yuri. She hasn't waited for us and has stormed the hospital.
I feel like this was meant to be a side quest 10 years ago.
Cultists guarding the building are afraid. This wasn't part of the prophecy. So Yuri's kind of gone in ahead and smashed them all to bits. And it doesn't seem like she cares about fatalities, does it? I mean,
no.
Yeah.
What do you think Yuri's fatality would be?
Oh, yeah, just for context, everyone, we've done a little bit of Mortal Kombat this weekend.
She turns off her body cam.
Fatality.
Damn. I used that joke in MK.
I know.
Yeah, but it's funnier here with Yuri. I'm not going to lie, because it's more brutal. That's what we don't need these sound effects.
That's unrelated.
Sorry, I'll cut that.
Again, everybody, if this is somehow your first Lore Dump episode, like and subscribe. We are here at least once a month.
Inside, Pete finds a map of Brooklyn, lists of locations, Oscorp blueprints. Further inside, we find Yuri wailing on the Flame. As she's beating him, he's in the middle of saying, "Who said anything about Oscorp?" Pete interrupts. "The fool's beacon himself, as I prophesize," as says the Flame, before Yuri stabs him. "I knew you had it in you, Yuri." Yeah, there's a lot of stabbing in this game. Sorry, can you tell I'm not that invested in this side quest?
What are you talking about, Neil? It's an excellent side quest. Do you know the Flame, Chase? Is this a character you know?
Is he meant to be somebody I know?
I'm just curious, that's all.
No. Who is he?
The Flame.
He's the Flame. Yuri stabs him, and we throw her out the way. We web over the knife wound, and we square off against Yuri for a fight with the Wraith. It's quite a good fight.
It's a great fight, and she has a cracking line here, probably one of my favorite lines in the whole game.
"The Flame needs to die, Spider-Man. More people will get hurt. This path never ends well, Yuri. Trust me. Trust you? How about you trust me? You weren't there the last time. You didn't find the bodies. I can't let him get away again. You just want to go halfway. In the chaos, the flame escapes. Not before leaving the hospital flaming ruin. Yuri grabs us. You need to figure out your priorities, because I'd rather lose sleep over one person I killed than all the ones I didn't save.
No, it's,
God damn it.
I'll just tell you, it's just one line. I just really like it, and it's during the boss fight. And she says, she grabs Spider-Man and she says, "You care more about being good than doing good," which I really like, because again, her whole thing is that she thinks killing is doing good, and I just really like that turn of phrase. It's lovely.
Back in Harlem,
Meanwhile,
Miles has tracked down the last of the instruments, including like Charlie Parker's saxophone,
You have
and
really-
Clive Stubblefield's.
I love you for this, because this is now a side quest that's carried over 2 parts of a lore dump. In game, you do this in about 20 minutes. It's like 4 tiny quests. It's this grand conspiracy that you've laid
You
out.
need to do it for the cute ending here.
Yeah.
Peter's got the world crumbling around him. Meanwhile, Miles
Spent
getting
a
funky.
week.
Miles is trying to get over Martin Lee, and he's doing it through music. At the museum gala, everything having been returned, investors are successfully impressed, and the museum is saved. While Miles enjoys a newfound appreciation for the music that forms part of his community's history, Rio suggests that they could really team up next time. She could get her own suit, something with sparkles. She's so
Aw.
lovely. They dance together, Rio showing him how to salsa.
I have such a fictional crush on Rio. She's so cool. Oh, sorry, Neil. Who was stealing all the instruments?
So it turns out that
Rio stole them.
the original
Just for a lesson.
the original investor at the start, who was going to get the tour of the museum, is actually the one who orchestrated the whole thing, who set up the robbery because he thinks the instruments were his.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I just wanted to conclude that quest.
It's a decent little conclusion.
I like that
in-game.
quest as its
Yeah.
own little thing. It's good.
Sure.
Pete heads to Dr. Connor's house. Remember, Connors was supposed to be at work, and we've not seen him. Oh no, fuck no, cut all that.
Well, I mean, he's a lizard.
Remember, Connor is a lizard.
Remember, Connor's a lizard.
Pete heads
He's
in.
a dinosaur reptile, really got his fuck game on.
Inside, Pete finds pictures of Kurt Connors with his family. They left after the first kind of Kraven fiasco. Downstairs is a mess of papers, whiteboards, and scratch surfaces. Connors came home that night, still transforming, desperately trying to cure himself. We find a hidden lab in the basement, of course. Inside there are terrariums full of reptiles from the initial limb regeneration tests. Pete never did know how that Kurt lost his arm. We see
He
footage.
cut it off just for a test.
No, he's testing on how to grow it back. We see footage from 30 minutes ago on some CCTV. Connors downstairs in the basement, mid-transformation, smashing his lab apart. What did he put in me, he screams. We see the last of his mind leave him as the monstrous form of the lizard emerges.
It's really
It's just
menacing.
Scorpion's venom, right? That he put him in? Or was it something special?
No, we see a screen where they were trying to replicate the genomes that led to the initial transformation.
Okay.
So this is something they've synthesized. Maybe something did have something to do with Scorpion. I don't know what was in it, but
If you're playing this like you should be wearing the black suit, which really you shouldn't be taking the black suit. You can, but you shouldn't take the black suit off during all of this.
especially because the webs are black during this.
Yeah, the webs are black. It's cool. Yeah. But if you're doing this, there's a section here, and Neil naturally skipped over it, and now I'm padding things out, but it's interesting. It's quite menacing because Peter is wandering through this house, just like seeing elements of Connor's life. And one of the places he goes into, I think it's actually maybe the room he enters, is his son's bedroom. And Pete walks over, and you can like interact with like some of the toys, and Pete just
there's
like
a keyboard
he
thing.
pokes one and it spins, and it's just a really menacing image of black suit Spider-Man standing in this nursery in this house. I don't know, something about it always gives me chills. It's really creepy. And something else that I did notice in my critique, but I just want to flag it here because I think it's a nice note. The way to get into the lab is are you going to cover this?
No.
The way to get into the lab is it's a puzzle sequence where the key, the sequence to get in is Old MacDonald Had a Farm. It's you have to play the notes, and that's his son's favorite nursery rhyme, and his son's well into farm animals. So the way I read it is Connor's, looking at redemption. The man doesn't want to be the lizard again. he's almost locked up that lab with this reminder of his family and the things that he could lose if he ever gave in to trying to do the
I like
experiments
that.
again. It's the way I read it. I mean,
like that very
I don't know if
much,
that's
Monty.
text, but I always enjoy the subtext of it.
I like that so much. That gets.
Thank you. That's really kind. Thanks very much.
Okay.
You all right, buddy?
Yeah. No, that was at the cringe applause.
Oh,
No. Okay. Well, I just made a really insightful point.
Black Suit Chase is here.
Yeah. It's fine.
Again, Pete isn't really himself. You know, his his voice cracking. He's kind of like, Kraven's gonna pay for putting Connors and his family through hell. We find a hole in the wall of the basement where Kraven must have escaped into the sewers or whatever. And we hear the noise of hunters upstairs. The beast could be anywhere. Pete bursts from the ground,
Meanwhile,
tentacles lashing out. You have no idea. That was a response to the beast could be anywhere for reference. Pete hears a radio message from the goon's truck. Target located at Harlem Fish Market. That is all the way across town. Pete realizes he can't make it in time. We flash to Miles. He's out in the park having a walk with Haley.
A friend date.
Yeah, it's a friend date.
Because they're just friends.
He's being generally amazed by her as she discusses her new piece of art, which juxtaposes black history and black futurism. Miles thinks this is incredible. He then gets a notification on his phone that is about Martin Lee being at large. He says he's sorry. The city needs Spider-Man right now. She points out that some people need Miles too. Pete calls, telling us to get to the market. Miles apologizes and tells her her mural is indeed beautiful before leaving. Miles arrives at the fish market. This is the E3 demo chase, or the whatever it was, if it was state of play. To find the place crawling with hunters. Drones sweep the area as hunters repel into the market. Genki calls us, telling us we can hack one of the hunter drones. So these are these little vulture-looking drones, and if we can grab one of them, hack it, we can put Genki inside it. So the drone kind of crosses and then comes back, the lights turn on, and it floats in front of us, and it speaks with Genki's voice. He's like, it's alive! How do I look? So Genki is remote piloting this drone, but very much like acts like it's him for this mission.
Which is 100% Chase, the Falcon thing you think you remember. I guarantee it.
Probably is. I'm still right.
We got there.
You tried to gaslight me that there wasn't a flying thing.
Yeah, no. We didn't gaslight you. We told you there was no Falcon and no Vulture.
There was no Falcon or Vulture.
That's all we told you.
I said there's a flyboy. You're meant to read my mind. You know what I mean?
We track the path of the lizard's destruction down into the basement. It's very much like a kind of horror scene, this. We find, like, literal tons of dead fish remains torn to parts and the lizard's discarded skin. Doesn't that mean he's getting bigger? Points out Genki. The ceiling in front of them explodes and a hulking mass smashes into the ground. Eerie piano notes play in the background as in the cover of the darkness of the
Why is there a Resi villain?
In the darkness of the basement, the shape retracts and Peter steps into the light.
Oh, hello. Why is Peter a Resi villain now?
Yeah. It's played as a full-on horror, like jump scare. Like, oh my God, what is that monster? Oh God, it's Pete.
It's a real shame that they spoiled so much of this at the state of play, because this whole sequence chase is one of my favorite moments in the game.
I didn't know any of this from the state of play. I didn't see this part.
This bit was in an extended one, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only part I saw was them chasing Lizard through the river. That's the only part that I've seen.
This bit has been spoiled, but regardless, sorry.
Pete hands over a vial of blood recovered from Connor's house. Genki's drone has like a mini analysis lab on it, so they plug it in, and it means Genki can track the lizard.
That's how that works.
It makes sense because the hunter talent in it is fine. Yeah,
Yeah,
because DNA is
trackable
DNA.
There's the part I know.
The lizard, looking more like Godzilla, smashes through the wall, fleeing into the river.
Falcon.
But yeah, you can see the web wings here properly.
Honestly, they don't look big enough to look like they'd actually do anything. I feel like Why are they only
Have
going to
you
like
seen
at
people
most his elbows?
do this down the side of a mountain or whatever? It's not far away from this.
No, it goes to like your wrists.
Yeah,
Why is
but-
it only
But
going to
this
his
is
elbows?
this is about 6 inches away from that.
This is also a Spider-Man game.
He's not at full mast yet.
Everyone has seen this bit. It is the demo.
It's awesome.
Epic river chase, jumping from jet ski to jet ski.
From skidoo to skidoo.
From skidoo to skidoo. Miles is the one delivering quips here. Y'all having a yacht party without me? While Peter remains laser focused on the goal.
Peter trained him well.
Save Connors, save Harry. Yeah, he did. On a nearby boat, a slightly bored sounding tour guide is giving a talk. The East River is not a river, but is in fact a saltwater tidal flat that Spider-Man is fighting on right now.
So Chase was correct. The East River is not in fact a river, and there is only one river in New York City.
I'm right!
I warned you about going after Connors, Pete growls. Now this is on you. He chases them up the river. No, he's chasing the hunters. Miles thwips onto Genki's drone at one point, being like pulled along as if he's surfing, while behind him the monstrous form of the lizard chases him through the water, trying to eat him.
10 out of 10.
The two men manage to stop the convoy, but Lizard gets away. It's okay, Miles says. We still have to track her. Pete grabs it from Miles's hand without so much as a thank you.
What a dick.
Yeah. Let's go before he gets too far. No, Pete says. He's mine. Are you sure? Says Miles. He's got big teeth. So do I. And he leaves. Yeah.
Wait, are we going to imply that Venom's about to get his teeth and tongue from the lizard?
I think Pete means metaphorically, but yeah.
I'm just knowing that Venom has teeth and tongue.
I actually would potentially read that. Yeah, maybe he gets inspired by it. Yeah, sure.
Pete leaves without a goodbye, and Genki like flies up on his drone next to Miles, and he's like, he's not normally like that, right? No, he's never like that. Pete heads into the sewers and calls Harry. There's like a hint of bitterness in Harry's voice this time when he's like, hey, God, you're alive. I haven't heard from you in a while. Pete says that as soon as they have the antidote, he'll give the suit back. In the sewers, Pete finds another hidden lab. Somewhere Connors could have been working on hidden projects for Norman Osborn. We find information on
Why are there
asteroids.
so many spirals in this game?
We find...
Wrong game.
Well, not really. We find information on asteroids, symbolic twisting languages, star systems. Pete realizes there's research here that shows Connors used the particle accelerator at EMF to break down some kind of mineral. In a container, we find a rock. You'll see it in a minute. We find a rock with a twisting, spiraling red pattern on it. As Pete reaches for it, the suit reaches out further. The lights go off, and the hulking shadow of the lizard crosses the wall. Lizard fight!
Yeah, this is a good
He's
boss.
so good.
He's like Godzilla almost.
He
like
looks so good.
Yeah. Hey, Doc, ready for your annual physical?
He can still quip.
He can. It's just, it will turn into a bit of a threat more often.
Yeah, the quips are just a bit more direct in the black suit, I think.
Yeah. Do you want to talk any about this boss battle? It's just a great big guy boss battle, isn't it?
It's new. So Chase, one of the things about the bosses is they're all numerous phases. Every single one is a numerous phase boss fight.
Yeah.
They really double down on making the bosses much better.
So there's like a citywide chase in the middle of this one as well.
Yeah. Also, you're having me talk about that. So
Yeah.
you fight him, then you do so you do the river thing, then you go to the sewer, then you do you fight him in the sewer, then you do the chase, then you fight him alongside a building, then you fight him again back in the sewer.
Jesus.
It is an insanely long boss fight. It is so good and epic. Lizard's big thing is that he will just leap around with these gigantic unblockable attacks.
Yeah.
You can parry in this game, which is something that I think doesn't necessarily work for Miles, but works really nicely for Pete in the Venom suit because he'll just like knock people back with the tentacles. It looks so good. And this chase is fantastic.
And something I want to highlight as well, during this chase, it's like one of the most destructive city chases we have. Like Pete and the lizard like smash through fucking buildings to get where they're going. It's particularly violent.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
But ultimately, we beat him. And later, Kirk Connors wakes up in the containment unit of his lab. This is the one we were just in.
It nips out.
Yeah.
Quick thing on this. Sorry, the boss fight, the dialogue of the boss fight. Halfway through the final phase, Pete's quips completely disappear. And they are replaced by things like, no wonder your family left you. Look at you. You're weak. Yeah. Like, he starts to really, like, mock and viciously attack Connors as the lizard.
Fuck, man.
Yeah. This is like, we start seeing, like, some real aggression come out.
Yeah. Connors wakes up in the lab. He looks startled as a black tendril hands him his coat, or hands him his shirt. Where did you get that? He says. Harry Osborn. He says, you designed it? Come with me, says Connors. Connors holds the strange rock near Pete, so that's the rock there, and the suit reacts violently, sort of whipping out, grabbing the doctor's hand. The camera zooms into Pete's eye, and we see a vision. A crashed meteorite, a fiery forest, an angry mass of tentacles. Oscorp militia approach, guns drawn, and a slightly younger Dr. Connors, with 2 arms, are searching the forest.
He's definitely about to lose that arm.
Connors approaches, apparently never having seen Aliens or any of the other films in that franchise.
Ooh, goo.
Yeah. Go, I'm going to stick my face down there. Back off, he tells the soldiers. I'm going in for a closer look.
Back off, I want to. It's mine.
Poor old Doc Connors leans in, and of course, the goo grabs him back, pulling him down. Soldiers grab the other side of him, and he's like trapped between the goo and the soldiers. He's been pulled apart almost. Shoot it off, Connors screams. Shoot it off. Norman Osborn steps out. Do it. And a muzzle flashes as one of the soldiers shoots off his arm. And we flash back to the lab.
I feel like that's not what he meant. I feel like he meant shoot off the tentacle.
I've never thought about it that way, but yeah.
He's like, shoot off the tentacle, and Osborn's like, nah. The fucking arm.
He must mean the arm.
It's like the barbarian from Dungeon Soup now that you've shown us it. Yeah.
Norman wants blood. Blood for the blood god.
I really like the retconning there of, not retconning, but for the new version of that's how Connors lost his arm. Yeah. It's way better than the comics. Yeah. It's just like he's a vet from his soldier days.
Back in the lab, Connor is explaining the crashed meteorite the night Oscorp made that discovery. If you notice, Pete is looking distinctly more veiny, and the eyes are a little more jagged.
The logo's more jagged too. Those spikes in the legs, that's new.
Yeah.
Pete is throbbing.
Pete's like, I'm wearing an alien? We call it a symbiote. It bonds at a subcellular level with its host. In our case, Harry Osborn. He gave it to you.
Let me stop you right there. Magic goo.
Also, love how they fully were like, oh, it touched me. You guys shoot my arm off. And then he's like, okay, yeah, put on my son. We're not going to shoot his arm off now. You know, it's fine when it touches him, but if it touches you, arm gone.
Yeah. Norman is
we made no changes to it.
Well, we don't know for sure, but Norman is a desperate man. It is true. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pete's like, am I wearing an alien? He explains it's a symbiote. Harry gave it to me. He gave it to you? Well, not exactly. I was hurt and it chose you, finishes Connors. Which means it's more dangerous than I could ever have imagined. We need to call Oscorp and we need to destroy it. Destroy us? Says Spider-Man. The suit grabs the phone from out of the doctor's hands. You said it chose me, Doc. It makes me a better Spider-Man. Pete leaves, and from a nearby rooftop, some hunters track his movements.
I don't think Harry's getting his suit back.
We get like a Dutch angle on the "it makes me a better Spider-Man" line, don't we? It's like as it like zooms into him. Yeah.
MJ calls. Pete sounding very chipper as he fills around on Lizard, Harry, and the symbiote. She says she thinks we don't sound concerned enough about it. Pete says he's a little concerned, but he couldn't have stopped Connors without it, after all. MJ says that Pete and Connors tore through half the city. They destroyed a museum, and she's very surprised nobody got killed. Well, I'm not. And I had to cure him somehow. Should I have just let him keep destroying things? That's not what she meant. She's gone back to work. Pete wonders what's gotten into her. Must be deadline stress. Some alone time will help.
They are definitely breaking up at the end of this game. That's been way too foreshadowed.
Pete eventually heads home and collapses into bed. He's very tired from his big long fight with the lizard. MJ's laptop is open with the story that she's been writing to try and save her job. She comes in very excited for us to read it, but Pete just kind of blows her off. He's like, it looks amazing. I can't wait to read it. I'm going to sleep now. Bye. He stays in the suit as he goes to sleep, as you can see. And MJ, as he immediately starts snoring, MJ's alarmed to see the suit pull the cover over a sleeping Pete.
Adorable.
Tucks him into bed.
Kind of a little bit, yeah.
I kind of love the symbiote, though. It's so weird.
And she's worried. Outside, streetlights begin to blow out. MJ looks out to see hunters surrounding the house in a coordinated strike. She goes to wake Pete, but when she turns around, he's gone. Bed empty and window open.
Bed empty.
I really want him to be like still asleep while he does this fight. It's just the symbiote using his body as a flesh puppet.
Do you now?
Please, God, tell me that's what it is.
She grabs her stun gun. They don't have that many guns. We get an MJ sneaking through the house scene. She takedowns a couple of hunters. There's like neighbors coming out to ask what's going on. She like tells them to go back inside. It then again turns into kind of another horror scene. She hears like roaring from a side street and finds Pete like dragging an unconscious hunter by their head. Yeah, there you go. He's like screaming in people's faces with the tendrils coming out. Yeah, it's not good.
It's absolute chaos.
So good.
And the shrieking is quite alien sounding, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's not like Pete going, wah! It's like a wah sound. It's
I used the
horrible.
word animalistic a few times in this.
Animalistic.
It's like, it's not great. He like, he's throwing unconscious bodies against walls. I'm not saying a word to her, like not acknowledging her, like just goes and swings out into the night. I should have said at the start of this, she texted Miles for help. He arrives and he's going after Pete. When he catches up with him, Pete is he's like hunted the hunters down. He's just decimating them. Miles shouts for him and he like lobs a manhole cover at Miles's head. Miles is pleading, come on man, snap out of it. How am I supposed to finish my college essay without my favorite tutor?
Pete's like, oh yes, that's what's going to make me take off this
Very
suit.
Spider-Man thing to say. MJ calls to say she's on her way. But Miles says he can't get Peter to listen to him. He fights through the assembled hunters as Pete fights. They're kind of on the edge of like an abandoned tunnel, like an underpass. MJ arrives on her sweet bike. She tells us to seal her and Pete in the tunnel together.
Oh, that doesn't seem like
If
a
she
good
can
idea.
just talk with him alone, she knows she can snap him out of it.
That's how you die.
Miles isn't sure, but he kicks Pete inside and like there's MJ riding in and he like brings down the entrance just as she slides in on her bike. We play as MJ again during another straight up horror section. She's like, it's a kind of construction-y broke down site inside. And we play as her. She like crawls through, pushing herself through gaps, the dark tunnel illuminated by her torch. She crawls through sections as the monstrous alien form of her boyfriend smashes around her in the dark. His alien shadow cast on walls as we make our way through. He like lunges at her. Oh, there he is. He like lunges at her out of the dark. And at one point, he knocks over some pipes onto a jackhammer and it turns it on. And obviously the noise for him is horrifying. So he like pins himself to the ceiling. MJ runs over to turn off the jackhammer, not liking to see him in pain. But she gets to see this like mass of him stuck to the ceiling. And she's just horrified seeing the full kind of monstrosity of it all. He collapsed to the floor, twitching. I know you're still in there, Pete. You have to be. She reaches for him and the suit retracts from his face. Outside, he tells her to run.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes, MJ, run. And then it starts to.
It's still his voice, but it's just... Outside, Miles is fighting the hunters, who, in their chaos, have caused a crane to begin collapsing.
Jesus
Miles
Christ.
sees a construction worker at the top and races to save him. As the man falls, Miles swings in, falling with him and catching him, and they thwip to a wall. Miles' spidey senses flares, and the construction worker stabs him in the back with a needle full of green liquid.
What the fuck?
It was a hunter. Spasibo, the man says to him. You're welcome, Miles says as he collapses asleep and falls off the building.
Eepy, eepy, spider.
Kraven drops from a ship as they open fire on the collapsed tunnel entrance. Inside, MJ is desperately trying to wake Pete. She grabs her stun gun and, this might hurt a little, shocks him. The suit sends out spikes and Pete wakes up. MJ, run. Her eyes widen as he lashes out at her. There he is. And again, this is just...
How scrunkly those eyes are getting.
Yeah. You just get this, like, run mission objective, and you're running through the tunnel as he, like, lashes after you, leering out of the dark. And at one point, you can hear him going, MJ, mine. Outside, the hunters say they can't get to the tunnel, they can't find the other Spider-Man. Kraven smiles at the unconscious form of Miles, but he will come soon enough. And MJ manages to get out, and the scene fades. We see a vision of another stone with that spiral red pattern on it, nestled in a kind of web of black tentacles. And Pete wakes up on a park bench. It's daytime.
You got what you wanted. What did you think?
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Straight from the comics, that. The symbiote puppets his body at nighttime, but it's far more feral in this game.
Well, to be fair, though, yes, the symbiote is puppeting. I wanted...
Him to be straight up asleep.
I kind of wanted silly, goofy, his head is out of the suit. It's just like, honk, shoo, 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 while the symbiote just like scuttles about. But this is very good.
It's a good mission.
Pete wakes up the next morning on a park bench. Unsure how he's got there. He stretches and smiles. He slept really well. He kind of turns on his phone, seeing very panicked notifications and missed calls from Rio, Harry, and MJ. Looking at these notifications, he goes, okay, and puts his phone away without opening any of them.
What? What a dick.
As he swings out into the city, Pete wonders why it feels like he had the best sleep of his life. Harry leaves him another message. Pete, I really need that suit back. Dad's working on a new cure, but I don't know. Bring it back, please. Alert on his
Pete,
phone.
you're killing me, buddy. Literally.
Alert on his phone. The new article in the Bugle. What's up with Spider-Man? Is he causing more harm than good? By Mary Jane Watson. This is what she was trying to show him last night. Harry sits at his desk. He's taking pills. He's not looking good. Just like they'll show you in a minute. There's black circles under his eyes. Pete enters. Hey, buddy. How you feeling? I need that suit back, Pete. Pete frowns. MJ comes in behind him holding a couple of coffees. Pete, what do you remember about last night? I just remember feeling tired. Pete, you're not yourself. That suit is changing you. This suit is the only reason I'm still alive. Harry stands up with the help of his cane. Yeah, it's pretty great, isn't it? Why don't you just pop some more pills and say how you're really feeling? Snaps Pete. MJ tells him to stop. While she does, hiding a gun behind her back. Yeah, it's terrifying. Like how terrified she is. Yeah. I saw your story. I tried to tell you about that. Yeah, but you didn't. Did you? I can't lose this job, Pete. Your job is to write the truth. I did. The truth is, says Pete, I'm the hero here, not you. He storms out and slams the door.
Jesus Christ, Pete.
Yeah. In another room, Pete hears Norman Osborn screaming in frustration. We enter to find him not looking great. Full-on depression beard mode. He's trying to sort of modify some genomes on a screen.
Does he know that Spider-Man has the suit?
Presumably not.
Then where does he think it went? If Harry doesn't have it.
I don't know if that's actually...
It's actually never explained. I think you assume perhaps that... Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no way you could really read... Because surely he would ask Harry. Harry would... There's no way Harry can lie. And he sees Spider-Man swinging around in a black suit. I don't know. Let's assume that he knows, but I don't know how he finds out.
He's trying to modify genomes, but the screen shows a latest failed attempt. Tears are in his eyes as he notices Peter. How was your visit with Harry? Pete shrugs. Don't worry, he tells Norman. Harry's going to get better. Norman sits across from Peter. Exhausted. as we see Harry emerge to watch them from behind a curtain. "Thank you," Norman tells Peter, for being his friend. He sobs and embraces Peter. "Watching you two grow up together, you're like a son to me."
Oh, it's really weird seeing human Norman. It's really weird.
Yeah, Harry...
Go back to being a baddie.
Yeah, "You're like a son to me." Hearing this, Harry kind of lowers his head. "I'm so proud of the man you've become." Harry leaves, and Norman turns back towards the lab.
Meanwhile, Pete literally killing his son.
I have a litany of frustrations with this game's story, but none of them revolve around Norman. I think that Norman's characterization in this game is really beautiful. Like, really flawless. Really good stuff.
In his room, Harry watches Pete swing away in the black suit before throwing his cane against the window, smashing it and collapsing to the floor. He screams at MJ, telling her to leave. Pete arrives at Rio's office. Bear in mind, Rio left like 1 million voicemails and Miles is gone.
I've just realized where this story is going.
Oh yeah? Do you want to share
I've just
with the group?
I've just realized the second cure that Norman's gonna figure out.
Ooh, you think...
Oh, okay.
We think Gobby's
What
here.
colour?
We're finally getting a blue
Gobbler.
a blue
gobbler.
gobbler. I think we're getting Blue Gobbler and Gwen Stacy. Horrid. I think we're getting the Gobbler, and I think we're getting Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man 3 after Pete, after MJ breaks up with Pete.
Interesting.
Could you put a pin in that? I want to talk about that at the end.
Okay. Pinned. It's on my whiteboard.
Cool, thank
On
you.
on my corkboard.
Thank you.
You got a pretty cool brain, friendo. Pete arrives at Rio's office. "I've been calling you for hours. Nothing." "I'll find him. I can call the hospital." "I said I'll find him. I've got this under control." He goes to leave the office and Rio stops him. "All Miles talks about is how to be a better Spider-Man. Not school, not his friends, how to help you. Go help him." Miles wakes up behind bars. Caged like an animal, but he very quickly pulls the bars apart. It wasn't that difficult. His cell is suspended above a laser grid in place over a deep pit. Miles slowly works his way
He'll probably be
down
fine.
through the cells. He finds the now empty cages that contained the recently deceased supervillains. We try to call Gankeep, but can't get a signal. So this is clearly where people are held before they're... In the base, the hunters excitedly discuss whether either of the Spider-Men might be able to kill Kraven. Not the little one, they agree, but maybe the bigger one. Miles eventually arrives at a heavy door.
I like how they're all excited at the prospect of something that could kill them.
Yeah.
Kill Kraven, specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Miles eventually arrives at a heavy door. Decorative lions fight to the death on the front of it. As Miles heads through, he's met by ranks of hunters. As he walks towards him, they part for him, lighting torches. It's an honor guard of sorts.
What?
They chant as he passes,
What?
emerging into an arena.
Oh. Okay.
Gates close behind him. Legions of hunters watch on, rattling bars and screaming with excitement.
I like them all, the announcer in here being like, "Don't worry, guys, he's going to wake up soon.
Yeah.
Your entertainment
Yeah.
coming soon
Legit.
once he wakes the fuck up."
Ooh, I'm bored.
Somebody go wake him up. No, we got to let him wake up on his own so he thinks that he's good.
Where's that? Bring back that shocker guy. He was great.
He's deed.
Waiting for him.
Are we going to actually hunt something, or do we just all fight in an arena?
Waiting for him in the center of the arena is his opponent, Martin Lee.
Oh.
Lee crouches.
I forgot he was in this game.
Yeah. Lee's the best bit of this game, in my opinion.
I
We're not
completely
there
agree.
yet. No,
Really?
we're not there yet. Don't worry.
Oh.
This through line with Miles is really cool.
This is Miles's actual story. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it's a good story.
Lee crouches, resigned to his fate. There's no escape. There's no escape. There's no escape. I've tried. Kraven sits on a throne overlooking the scene. He addresses Miles. I expected you sooner. Where is the energy of youth, huh? Fight to the death or die here together. Miles turns to Lee, his skeleton crackling with electricity. How many people did you kill before I got here? I didn't have a choice, said Lee. You always have a choice. They square off, Miles lunging for the man who killed his father. Kraven comments from his box. Prove you're worthy of my life. And we get to fighting Martin Lee. We fought Lee before. This is good. He's got his sword. He's got his electrical blast, his energy
kind
blast.
of just a very refined version of that Spidey 1 fight. Like, it's all the boss fights are improved. It's a great fight. There's a great kind of line, again, just the boss dialogue.
I'm going to go through some of them here.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. I won't cover it.
Because it's kind of more important than what the actual fight goes like. Yeah. Lee says he understands you want to kill me, but I can't let you do that. I won't die as the man I was. You don't get to walk away from what you did. The demons, Devil's Breath, the City Hall bombing. Don't recount my sins to me. I know what I have done. He awakened something in you, Spider, says Kraven. And you something in him. Show me more. Lee sends a blast.
Kraven definitely knows who Miles is, right?
No, I don't think he's interested.
No, he's just looking at the blue electricity and he's like, oh, that's shiny and new.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Kraven's smart enough that this is why he put him up against Martin.
Well, he's put a bunch of people up against Martin, to be fair.
If Kraven ever does figure that out, it's not in this game, frankly. But if he ever does, I don't think he cares.
I think you're right in that he would want to research people with figuring out how to beat them. I don't think he's interested, though, like in finding out who's behind the mask. He was in jail unconscious. He could have taken off the mask. He never does.
He's unmasked Pete in the comics before, and he does not give a shit about who he is.
Yeah. Lee sends a blast of energy up towards us, swings his sword down. You'd never defeat me. Spider-Man doesn't kill. Miles catches the blade. You've never fought this one. His power over you has faded. Take back control. During the fight, Lee sends a blast of energy high up towards the ceiling, breaking some of the glass. He pulls Spider-Man in close. Let's do this my way. Do you remember this, Chase? The other part of Martin Lee's powers from the first game? We sort of are pulled inside Lee's mind, or the other way round, technically, and a ruined cityscape awakes us.
Oh, yeah. Is this the City Hall bombing?
Well, it could be a lot of things. Lee's power is really usually used to manipulate people's fears, isn't it? A ruined cityscape awaits. Lee in giant demon form towers over us. Street signs are labeled Miles and Spider-Man. They point in different directions. This is you. Just to clarify, he doesn't know who Miles is.
I was literally about to say.
We're kind of in Miles's mind, with Lee trying to probe his way in, is the sort of reading, maybe. We chase the demon through the collapsing skyscrapers. This isn't real. What's more real than fear? What are you doing to me? Looking into your soul, I see a boy terrified of being alone, of failing his family. Everyone has a breaking point, even Spider-Man. It's just a matter of finding it. And I have all the time in the world to dig into you. Get out of my head, man. There's so much to see in here. So much dread. So much pain.
Is that a college essay? It's barely formed. Isn't that deadline soon? What the fuck, man?
You've spelt your name wrong on there.
The final boss arena is just a laptop screen.
Why does your college essay talk about you being Spider-Man? You can't do that.
You're strong, he tells him, but no one is stronger than themselves. We punch through the demon monster and are transported. Spider-Man appears before us. Pete? You don't get it. I mean, I tried to teach you, to make you a hero. I always knew you'd be second best, but all you've done is let people down, put them in danger. That's not Spider-Man. Spider-Man helps people. You hurt people.
Why has...
Hey, don't shoot the messenger. It's not even me you're letting down. It's your dad.
Why has Miles' entire story of this game just been trauma?
Welcome to Miles' story.
He's a little boy and he's been through so much.
His dad died, his best friends died, and was a supervillain.
After this exchange with Pete, Lee's voice comes over. So, your name is Miles. Who are you really, Miles? Let's dig deeper.
I wonder who...
We arrive at another level.
What? Who are you, Miles? Who has a personal vendetta against me?
Well, he doesn't know.
Jefferson Davis
never-
was just
he never met
another
Miles.
person he killed.
He never met Miles. They never crossed paths at Feast, really.
Oh, do they not?
No, Miles joined
Miles
after
joins at
he
the
left.
end of the game.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
We arrive at another level. Your best bud Genki appears. What the hell, Miles? I'm always here for you. I do everything for you. All that matters is you, right? All you do is take. You put me and Haley in danger, and for what? What do we get? Left behind is all we get, or we end up like Finn. I know I said it wasn't your fault, but I guess I felt mostly bad for you. Didn't want you to feel responsible. Especially after... No! Especially after... Shut up! This ends when you want it to, Miles, says Lee. Rio appears. Mijo, where are you? I can't do this anymore, Miles. You're always gone or in danger. You're gonna get yourself killed. You can't win. I should never have let you try. All it's ever done is make me more alone. On the day he died, your father told me that morning that everything he does... No! That's more than enough. I have everything I need. Miles looks up. Jefferson Davis stands in front of him. Hey there, big man. Man, it feels good to see you. A lot's changed since I left. You became a whole hero. But I couldn't save you. Or Finn. If Spider-Man can't protect everyone, who will? Come on. You're more than just Spider-Man. You can hide behind that mask, but I know who you are, and I know what you stand for. I've been watching you. And it hurts. What happened to the boy that I raised? You're a coward. A stain on our family. You're a failure, Miles, and you always will be. No, you'd never say that. None of you would. Give up, Miles. No. Give up. I won't. Give up. All the ghosts of his past and present are all over Miles, and through gritted teeth, he pushes them away. The music swells. I'm not doing this anymore, Lee. You want to know who I am? I'm the kid whose dad you killed at City Hall. What? He died because you decided your problems were more important than all of those people's lives. Jefferson Davis was a hero who saved people from you. Lee emerges, Miles using his electric powers to kind of pull him closer. He's on another platform.
I love how much Miles just does not give a shit about revealing his identity.
Yeah.
I'm done listening to you. Losing my dad is not what's holding me back. I was the one doing that, but I'm not anymore. He lets out a blast of venom and the scene fades. Both men back in the arena.
Also love as well, Lee being like, oh, I want to atone for my sins. I want to turn over in relief.
But like, one more little sin won't hurt, right? One
Well-
little more sin in your brain.
Totally. Like, Lee is a particular dimension of the redemption that we've seen in other villains like Tombstone or Mysterio. And for him, like, his whole vibe here is he's running away from the bad stuff he's done. He's not planning to do any more bad stuff, but he's running away from it. He's
Except
not
he just did bad stuff.
Well, fighting for his life here, to be fair, in a gladiator arena, there's a whole different aspect to what's currently happening. But Lee's current status isn't that he's redeemed or is in any form of redemptive arc, I would argue. He is running away from what he did. You know, don't recount my sins to me. Don't remind me of what I did. It's this.
Lee might be my favorite character in this game. The more I've played it through.
This feels like it was written by someone else. It's so good, the stuff here.
Do you not like the story up to this point?
Monty changes his mind on how much he likes this game constantly.
It was one of my favorite games the year it came out.
Because I'm not going to lie.
Totally, yeah. I've
The
lost to
lead
say
plot
the
line
end.
so far has felt the weakest.
That's fine.
Well, yeah, fair.
We'll talk about it at the end. There's a whole bunch to unpack once the full story is laid out.
It's not like you two ever agree anyway on what parts of the story
This
you
is going to be
like.
Chase's favorite, knowing
It's my favorite too.
Don't get me wrong.
Bit, I mean.
No, Miles is still above this.
Oh, you mean game-wise?
Yeah.
If we're talking game, Miles is still above this. But
Yeah, anyway. Lee collapses to his knees, defeated. Do it, please. Miles raises his fist above his head, leaning down into his enemy. When you're out, find Spider-Man. He kicks Lee up into the air through the broken window that Lee smashed earlier. Goons rush the field as Miles collapses, exhausted from the fight. Kraven grins.
why didn't he leave through the roof?
It's a great question, but I think the reading is just he was so exhausted that he only had the strength left to do one of two things.
Hang on, I also think that if Spider-Man's going to do anything, he's going to save someone. He knows that if he's gone, Lee fights the next guy. And then the next guy.
Yeah, fair.
Yes, yeah, that's fair.
I guess it's more the
Pete
question
and
of
Miles
like
are
why he
never-
doesn't go afterwards.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
but he's just knackered.
He like collapses right away, yeah. Yeah, there he is, flying through the roof.
Wee.
Yay!
Oh, no. Oh, sad.
What's happening?
Are we ready for another round?
Another round?
Another round!
Another round of what?
Another round!
Oh!
Fuck around! Another round! Swing
more
First up, we have the Arachnite armor.
Is that meant to be Moon Knight?
That's the Arachnite.
Again, good armor let down by really shitty block coloring. It's a mess.
What do you think about the cape?
It's a big old swing.
The cape's the best part.
Yeah.
It's a big old swing from you, Monty. You like
big
it?
swing. Love
No.
the
And a miss from Chase.
If it was all white, I'd say if it's all white,
I am going to say that the Arachnite is a big old swing.
Wrong.
I
Bad.
love this outfit.
wrong. One, I've just fucking noticed these gloves. I hate that they always feel like it needs webs somewhere. I feel like so often when they're like trying to put it, the webs are the worst part. The webs like ruin what could be a potentially good thing. Red, bad block coloring. Bad block coloring. I wish it was all white, but then I just feel like it would be the Moon Knight outfit. I feel like the red's the only thing that makes it. But if you're gonna do that, then the pants need red. Why is the red only in certain? This is always the issue with the block coloring. Is it's only in certain parts, and they always do a weird division between either the head and the body or the torso and the body. There's always a stupid division line in these suits. Miss, bad.
I completely disagree, and yet I
That's
can't. Like, I completely understand where you're coming from, and I really appreciate that there's specific critiques in that. I think that's totally fair.
It's always the same issue with these suits. It's always the way they've colored them
Yeah.
Next up,
every time. Okay, go.
the Iron Spider armor.
10 out of 10. I like it.
Big old swing.
Yeah?
Big swing.
Yeah!
Good
We
one.
did it, folks. Tell me why. Simple colors?
Correct use of block coloring. It's consistent. There's no divisions. That's the good thing about the Superman suit. It's why I don't like the main Insomniac Spider-Man suit. There's stupid divisions everywhere. This one, good, consistent. Spider-Man suit should be consistent.
Mine's much simpler. I just adore the color of red here. I love that shade of
Also
red.
that.
Also, Chase, does it add or take away for you to know that inside the gloves are Iron Man-esque repulsors, and same with the
Really?
soles of the shoes. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I think it looks so cool when swinging around.
MCU, take note. This is how the Iron Spider suit should be.
Agreed. The hybrid suit
Fucking
is crap.
nanomachines.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
You're welcome. Anything for you.
Uh-oh. So, we head over as Pete to Feast. We've had a call from Genki and Rio to say there's a report that Mr. Negative's been seen near Feast, but nothing from Miles. Miles will be fine, Rio tells herself. We're out looking for him right now. Find Lee. Miles has to be there too. He has to be. Peter says he'll go and check it out. If he so much as laid a hand on Miles. Connors rings us.
But
Hey.
you were just pushing away Miles like 10 minutes ago.
It's Doc Connors. Yeah, it is. It's quite
It's
it's a
erratic.
wild erratic behavior, yeah.
Only I'm allowed to hurt Miles. Nobody else is mine.
Hello, it's Dr. Connors. Sorry,
I'm not a lizard anymore.
I asked Harry for your number. That's his voice now.
Kill me now.
I'm a goodie again. Don't worry. I'm at the lab.
I asked Harry for your number. Just please come back to the lab. We need to remove the symbiote. The hold that it's already taking on your mind. It's only going to get worse.
Wait. Is Doc Connors calling Spider-Man or Pete?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man has a number.
Why does Harry have Spider-Man's number?
Because why wouldn't he? Harry knows who he is now.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm aware. Why would Doc Connors assume that Harry has Spider-Man's number?
Why would he's with him.
When?
He's back as a person. He's Harry's personal doctor. He sees him every day.
Yes, but why would he know that he knows Spider-Man? He knows Pete.
I don't know. Harry
I
could have
don't
told
know.
him.
He tells him maybe Connors has been told a little bit more than we know. Doesn't really. Yeah. Upon hearing this voicemail, Pete is very annoyed. I would hardly say a hole, more like when you look for it in
A plot
anything.
canyon. A crater, if you will.
Oh no, the canyons are coming, Chase. Continue.
Oh no.
We head to feast, and Pete's like, I'm busy. No one listens. Martin Lee is waiting for us on the rooftop. I left the best parts of me here. I'm not looking for a fight. Like, Pete swings at him and Lee just blows it away with his energy powers. Kraven has the other Spider-Man trapped in an old mansion east of the city. He saved me, told me to find you. This was the only way I knew how. I owe him my life, and much more if we hurry. No! You've done enough. You should be proud of him, Martin says. He reminds me of you. We swing away, leaving Lee on the roof. Reminds me of him.
I'm surprised Lee's not dead.
Yeah.
I feel like venom-addled Pete would see the person who killed Aunt May and go, dead, immediate. Am I wrong?
I would argue Pete is now past that point because the suit has changed to define that moment for us. The Makes Me a Better Spider-Man moment is the shift. And I agree with you. I think he should be way more... I don't need him to kill anybody. I just need him to brutalize someone. And Negative is right there waiting to be brutalized.
Like when he threw that guy through a wall earlier.
Okay, yes.
It's not the same, though. That's one
That's
whip
a random...
of a guy
somebody
attacking
who's just
him.
directly responsible for
Yeah, I need
the death of several significant people in his
Black
life.
Suit Peter needs to start an attack and continue that attack for a while. But that's whatever.
Like, and I would love if then, a bit of actual Peter comes through and, like, stops him maybe before he kills. But I want to see, like, he's
There was
about to kill him.
yeah. Lee was there as an ally. Like, it would have been weird for that to happen. But yeah, I take the point.
It'd be weird for Pete.
But
not for
Pete's
Symbiote.
still there. They're not fully integrated yet. Like, they're still... Pete is switching between... We've never heard Venom, like, him speak as Venom, really. He's like...
Do you not say that entire thing in the tunnel with MJ?
Yeah, but still, there was still Pete coming through telling her to, like, the face exposed and, like, it's...
What we got in the tunnel was the symbiote. What you're waiting for is the symbiote and the host to combine officially as one entity. The symbiote still is a separate entity on top of him.
Nice.
Anyway, we'll get some nasty Peter dialogue here, don't worry. Pete swings away from Lee. Remind me of him? He doesn't even know me. Or Miles. A little bit of help. Now all of a sudden he's a good guy? As soon as Miles is safe, Lee's going back in a cell. The phone rings. It's MJ and he doesn't even answer it. Not now, MJ. Is Spider-Man doing more harm than good? How about now? Who needs the old Spider-Man? What's so great about this new Spider-Man anyway? He can't even stop some hunters. They destroyed the EMF, destroyed my life, and I'm going to lose May's house because of them and Kraven.
Kill Kraven.
Good shit.
I'm kind of horny. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
For the first time, we hear the symbiote speak in Pete's head. We head to the mansion. Hunters are outside, wondering if the little spider will survive. Pete is furious. He devastates them. He's just... It's that kind of thing where it's like, he's probably not killing them, but he's probably not hitting them in a way where he's checking that they're not dead.
Yeah.
He's not killing them, but they'll never be able to walk again.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Probably never be able to breathe. They're gonna have lifelong complications.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
rage
And that's
mode.
the way he likes it.
Yeah.
He wants them to live in
As-
pain.
As he's fighting them, the voice sounds again in Pete's head.
Kill.
Where's Spider-Man?
Kill.
We emerge into the arena. What?
Just very spooky.
It's very spooky.
We emerge into the arena. Spider sense flares as Spidey dodges an axe thrown, but that was a distraction. He lands in the path of a metal trap as it falls from the ceiling surrounding him. Yeah. Kraven emerges. I'm assured that material is unbreakable, but I believe anything can be broken. Pete breathes like an animal. You still hold back. Maybe you lack motivation. In a cage above him, we see Miles. Now you're in for it, says Miles. Pete screams, and the symbiote begins smashing out.
I
What?
realized a thing.
What thing?
So this whole game, I've been wondering how we're gonna get to that statue. How are we going to get to that statue?
Oh, Venom fighting
where
Spider-Man.
Venom is Venom is its own thing. No longer Venom is going to Kraven at some point.
Okay.
Are
you locking it in?
I'm locking it in.
Lock it in!
Kraven's getting the symbiote. That's how we're getting proper Venom, because if something's holding him back, Kraven won't let anything hold back.
Interesting.
Just for context, listeners, because you might not realize what's happening, Neil is using the soundboard to change his voice live, so we have the symbiote voice right in our ears with these new headphones.
We have the power.
It's a lot.
Is it?
It's great.
Sorry.
Don't change it.
I prefer this one, though.
What, this one?
God damn it.
That's the symbiote now.
This is all getting cut.
The listeners don't need to know we have the soundboard.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. The amount of distractions.
They need to imagine that this is just Neil's classic voice acting prowess.
Sorry. Continue.
Pete screams, the symbiote smashing out from all direction, cracking the sides of the cell. Yes, there you are. Pete's last scream is monstrous as an explosion from the suit obliterates the trap. Let us make this a glorious ending. We face off against Kraven. You destroyed my city, took the lives of so many people. That was their fate, just as this is ours. Your followers treat you like some kind of god, but you're just a dying old man looking for a way out. So you know then you know I will not die in a sickbed. Only an equal may taste my last breath. Rip me apart and parade your achievement through the streets. And we fight. We get it's a good one. It's a good end. Every fight,
really
there's
good
no
fight.
bad boss fights in this game. Really, there's a couple of arenas here. There's trees that he can hide behind. There's bells that he can expose to ring them and try and knock shock the symbiote off.
I love that he learned that. And he's just set up bells. In his
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things that makes this so cool is that you do have to keep you're hammering on him, he'll throw a dagger, hit the bell, and then you have to go and take care of the bell because you're losing health and you keep getting stunned by it, so you have to web it back up. It's such a good fight, especially because he does keep disappearing into the shadows and the trees like Neil said. It's really good. It's the first time in the entire game that it feels like Kraven actually hunts somebody, but it's a really good fight.
Hunted MJ that one time.
Kraven.
I study all my prey. You're agile, intelligent, vulnerable to emotion. So am I. Show me what you are capable of. Bring it out. Kill me and the ringing stops. Why do you hide your strength from me? You call me a dying old man, and yet here I breathe. Very horny to die. Come. Crush my bones into powder. Leave my body for the maggots and the field mice. Shut up!
Rip him apart.
Do it, or I will gut you and mount you on my wall. So many years I've waited for a predator capable of defeating me. Kraven pins Spider-Man to a tree. Oh, here's some more.
Oh, there's the bell.
No, there's the bell. We have to web it up. Kraven pins Spider-Man to a tree, crushing his head in his ginormous hands. Beautiful, but you still hold back. Kill or be killed. Pete kind of gives in at this point. Lashing tentacles wrap around Kraven's throat, lifting them both high into the air. Oh, that shot. As he starts to squeeze the life out of Kraven.
I see Ock parallels with this shot of the end of Spidey 1 when he lifts himself above Peter. Yeah, it's good stuff.
He looks.
There it is.
Yeah. He looks back at him. Harder! Nothing to say about that one, Chase? No?
You're damn right.
Miles lands on the bell next to them, shouting at Pete to stop. Terrified at the thought of no longer being murdered, Kraven bites into the tentacle.
He's gonna eat the symbiote.
But Miles leaps in and Venom blasts Kraven through a wall.
No, stop. I said no teeth. God.
Pete rounds on Miles, screams, and covers the whole area in black goop. The whole kind of map transforms into a kind of symbiote hellscape. Sorry about that. Hey, it's me. It's just me. They fight. You almost killed him, Miles says. Man, what are you doing? You're in the way, Miles. You're in the way.
Always in the way.
I could have fixed everything. How? By strangling him? That's not what we do. Don't try to mentor me, says Pete. You're the one running away from your problems. You're the one hell-bent on revenge. You're not better than me. I'm not saying that. You're stronger than some suit, Pete. Don't listen to it. And what? Listen to you? ¿Qué pasa?
What did you point out there, Chase?
Oh, no, continue. We're going to get there in a second.
Okay.
Oh, wait, this fight's already happening. Peter, boss fight, what? What?
Yeah.
I didn't...
Yeah, sorry, I didn't make that clear enough. We are fighting Black Suit Pete here.
It is a sick fight. Mainly because, sorry, Neil, you go on.
No, unless it's dialogue stuff, go for it.
I love this fight, Chase. It's so good. So the key thing here to remember is two things. Number one is that Pete is using all the moves that Pete uses against us are moves that we have used as Peter, as Black Suit Peter in the game. So it's all his special abilities and stuff he uses against Miles. There's points where Miles might try to parry or dodge a move out of the way, and then if we throw something at Pete, Pete can parry and dodge that back at us. And there's points where it becomes a bloody tennis match. It's great.
Can we use the bells now?
We can use the bells. Yeah. So we become like, we almost take on that Kraven role where we keep trying to like ring the bell to stun him. It's such a good fight. This, honestly, if with a little bit of restructuring, this could be the end of the game, and I think I would have been happy. Like this is the Black Suit and Kraven game. Like I would have been more than happy with this being the final boss. It's such a good fight.
We haven't had 19 inches yet.
Yeah.
All I wanted was to save everyone. MJ, May, now the city thinks I'm the problem.
You think I'm the problem.
But I'm not anymore.
I'm the solution.
I can't let this go. I'm finally everything everyone needs me to be. Yeah? You don't even answer my calls anymore, man. What about MJ? You could have killed her. I know you're hurting Pete, but you're better than this. There's two Spider-Men battle furiously around the arena, Miles ringing bells desperately before throwing him to the floor finally. No. People in my life, they keep dying, said Miles. I blame myself for that. They needed a hero, and I thought if some suit could save them, maybe I'd be in your shoes now. But this kind of power, this is the reason they're all gone. Not you, not me. Shut up! Let's give that suit a little taste of venom. And Miles uses his own venom powers to shock the symbiote. It should be, the venom in this game, as in the symbiote, is kind of like sensitive to the electricity powers. It's not like a big weakness like the sound waves, but you can damage it a bit more with.
You can punch the host, you can electrify the host, you know, like anything that hurts the host hurts the symbiote at the same time. So yeah, it hurts.
Yeah. Miles tells him, we have to be stronger than this. This time, Pete has to save himself. Pete's voice comes through. I can't. You will. I'm not losing you, Pete. Miles punches a bell again and again, electricity coursing through him. Pete lies on the ground, animalistic noises escaping him as he claws at his chest. Come on, man, just focus on me. You're stronger than this. Pete gets to his knees and rips the venom from his head, tearing both hands into his chest as he pulls the suit away. Yeah. Before tossing it aside. The symbiote rides on the floor. It makes to jump at Pete one last time before Miles swoops in with a handy container and snatches it up.
Where was that container and where did it come from? Who cares?
Legit, who cares?
It's cool.
Sirens ring in the distance as the two men leave together.
The container's bothering me, but for different reasons.
Why is the container bothering you?
Because it's now making me think that my theory about Kraven becoming Venom is wrong and that it's going to be Harry who becomes Venom. I'm still locking in Kraven. Kraven is still the lock-in.
You can't change your lock.
You can't take it back.
I can't take it back and I won't take it back, but...
Don't take it back.
If it ends up being... It's the fact that it's an Oscorp thing. If it ends up being Harry gets it back and then Harry becomes Venom, I think I'll be a bit annoyed.
On a rooftop, Pete removes his mask. These last few days, Miles, I'm so sorry. Thank you for everything. It's what Spider-Man do, Miles tells him. He hands the canister to Pete. Spider-Man didn't save me back there. Miles Morales did. What now? Says Miles. I have to talk to Dr. Connors. He says he knows how to destroy it. What about Harry? Doesn't he kind of need it? Miles asks. His dad is working on another cure, one that doesn't involve aliens.
One that's gonna gobble him.
You know if you need me.
One that's going to gobble him.
It's going to gobble him right up.
Miles says he's always there if Pete needs him. He's just a call away. Well, once I let my mom know she still has a son, that is. Good to have you back, man. So, our boy is back. We call Dr. Connors. I got the suit off, Peter tells him. It's contained, but what do I do now? Bring it to Oscorp Tower. There's a tank in there that will subdue... Oh, no, wait, what was Connor's voice again? Bring it to Oscorp Tower. Was that it?
I'm a lizard.
I mean, you turned him into a cartoon.
There's a tank there that will subdue it. I have to prep a few things first, but I'll let you know when I'm on the way. Before... Hell. One thing before we meet. Now that symbiote is off you, how are you feeling? Fine. Relieved that it's over. Ashamed at what I did. It's not your fault. There's still so much we don't know. Just tell me right away if you feel any changes in mood, behavior. But it's off me. I'm cured, right? Very likely, yes. Just do your best to keep that thing contained. Copy that.
And if you see any blue hedgehogs running around, do let me know.
He hangs up. That thing's definitely not being kept fucking contained. God damn. Bets on if he gets into the tower.
I saw the teaser trailer. I mean, there's something coming.
Oh, I didn't. You're spoiling me.
There's a statue of Venom there.
Okay, yeah, but shut the fuck up.
19 inches.
We head out into the city. Of course, we need to call MJ first. MJ, I got the suit off, and I'm so sorry for treating you and everyone else I care about like absolute crap. I'm heading to Oscorp to store the suit until Dr. Connors and I can figure out what to do. Does Harry know? She asks. No, but Norman's been working on an alternate cure that's showing real promise. We will still save Harry. Well, says MJ, she's like clearly so very hurt. It's a relief to hear you sounding like yourself again. Go wrap things up. I'll see you at home. Thanks, Pete. Got a lot more apologies to make when this thing's all settled. One thing at a time. I just want to... this side quest is probably the wrong place to put it, but here's a cute little screenshot. We get...
the Robo-Dogs?
We get a friendly neighborhood message from, I think this is Alma, who is a woman who's blind, who lives, I think she's in Queens, who says that there's something dangerous in her backyard, a monster. Better check it out. We go that way. We find one of the deadly robot dogs kind of damaged and malfunctioning, and it's kind of cowering like, ooh, ooh, ooh. We help it as the hunters are trying to track it down to retrieve it, to, reprogram it and get it, back. Pete and the hunter's dog fight it off, and we end up giving the robot dog to Alma to be her pet, and it's painted all now in nice colors and flowers.
Is she implied that it's going to become a service dog?
Yes.
Yes.
And you know why I realize why I like these dogs so much. I mean, they're a good enemy faction, but it's because they remind me of Blade Wolf from Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
Oh, Blade Wolf!
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Remember him? God, good times.
What a classic.
I love so this is from MK Ice and Fire, these screenshots, and the MK Ice and Fire has played this at the exact same moment that Neil's put it. We are walking around with Venom on our back.
It's because you get... So basically, Chase, I know you've played a bit of these games. The game tends to prompt you to... You do a main mission, and then Pete goes, I should probably check on the city. And that's our kind of prompt to go and do some open world stuff. And some stuff becomes available at certain times, or like...
Pete, not the time.
Yeah, I think it's probably more likely that I put this slide here or rearranged my script based on MK Ice and Fire's playthrough, but...
you can do this way back in Act 1, ages and ages ago. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Pete does have the container on, which is some nice continuity. Mm-hmm. We head to Oscorp. Waiting for us in the lab is Harry. And
good of Pete to take his mask off entering an Oscorp facility where they definitely have CCTV cameras.
Yeah, like this is obviously we've not covered that. We don't tend to cover the movie suits,
I was about to say, that is-
but the Sam Raimi suit, which is excellent.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of hate it in video game form.
Oh, really?
I love it when it is the movie suit.
It
Somehow,
looks so great, and maybe you can't see here. The text, the actual textures of the kind of raised webbing is amazing.
it almost looks too boldly colored.
I follow
comparatively.
you. Yeah.
Like it doesn't
It
feel.
maybe doesn't
of
fit in
this-
with this world.
Yeah, it doesn't feel of
Okay.
this world.
I spend a lot of time in it when I play these
But
games.
I do like the suit design itself.
Yeah, yeah.
A swing.
Oh shit! That didn't have the music ready.
Swing or miss, a swing.
Harry waits for us. Behind him is a sort of tank with green gas, ominously lighting the scene.
Some pretty gobbly gas.
A gobbly gas. The symbiote squirms violently in the container. You finally got it off, says Harry. My hero. Harry, we've got to destroy it. It's too dangerous. I don't want you to lose yourself like I did. Pete, please, Harry begs. You don't understand. Connor said it was... He swings at us with his cane. I saved your life, says Harry, and you won't save mine. Do you want me to die? One of the swings connects with the canister, and Harry grins as the symbiote bursts free, throwing Pete against a wall. Harry kneels down.
I want to make a theory before anything happens.
Oh.
Because I'm still fully on the train that
You've locked in Kraven Venom, Chase.
I will maintain that.
Cool.
That will be my bet. But I will still continue theory craft because there's one of two ways. Either because I still think that Harry will become the Gobbly Boy. I think that it's about to deny him, but this is still his motivation for becoming ultimately a villain against, he's like, Pete, you don't actually care about me, you let me die. That's why I'll become villain. Or if Harry does become Venom, Harry will die this game, and then Norman will become Gobbly.
Ooh, nice. Gobbly boys.
It's one of the two.
So either way, we're building
any
to a
scenario where
goblin.
we get a pair of Gobbly boys?
Well, isn't usually if there's a pair, one of them's Hobgoblin?
Both Gobbly.
Both gobbly, but it's
you
very
are right. They are
different.
both
It's very
Gobbly.
different, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Whilst I will continue my bet that Kraven will become Venom, I do think it either being Harry or I think it being Harry is probably more likely.
Harry's route isn't in for the comics. He has been, but not really. He's not Hobgoblin. That's someone else called Ned Leeds. So it's when Harry has become Green Goblin, but is often Goblin 2. Like Norman's away in prison or whatever for being Goblin. Harry then becomes Goblin, just like in the Raimi movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, just for reference.
Harry kneels down, offering his hand. The alien reaches up,
Denies him.
and begins to cover his body.
Oh, okay, well, all right. my bet's not looking great.
Norman enters. Harry, are you? Oh, God. Harry, says Peter. The thing that was Harry stands up, snapping the cane beneath its weight.
Okay, well,
Rows of jagged teeth
my bet loses.
jostle for position in a hideous smile. Venom turns to face Peter. Norman runs in between them. Just FYI, off the record, well, not off the record, just
Hot.
off the script, the best looking Venom outside of the comics for my money.
100%. It's a really cool Venom design.
Yeah, they really strike the balance. The mouth just looks wrong. You know, it's just
I like how the black and white like bleed into each other. Like it's trying to like give the appearance of eyes. It's probably not eyes.
yeah.
It's probably not real eyes. So it's like just trying to give the appearance to bleed.
I mean, it's still trying to kind of do a Spider-Man suit almost. But, yeah.
They talked about different designs during the early process of this, and seeing the end, they just apparently Insomniac were like, why are we forcing a square peg into a round hole here? Let's just do Venom. Let's just make him look the way he should. And I'm glad they did. He's awesome.
Question. Because I've not seen the movies. The Venom movies. Why is Venom a silly goofy boy in those?
Because he is a silly
in the
goofy boy in the comics.
Well,
Okay.
he didn't necessarily day one start that.
No.
But very quickly when Venom got his own run, he became like, I like eating brains and also chocolate.
The symbiote in the comics is very much similar to the way I read the symbiote in the games, which is that it absorbs so much of its host's characteristics.
It's a two-way street.
Yeah. So it bonds with Pete, and Pete's a hero. So then when it moves over to Eddie Brock, after initially becoming a villain and doing revenge stuff, it's then like, emotions. I learned emotions like protecting and helping and saving people and what that feels like. So now I'm going to become the lethal protector. And he becomes the lethal protector, where he attacks muggers.
This one has just experienced fear, rage, jealousy, desperation.
Yeah, fair enough.
And what's it going to absorb from Harry, I wonder?
Yeah.
His 19 inches.
It's going to absorb Harry's 19 inches.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep theory crafting.
Norman Osborn gets in between the two of them. No! Don't hurt him, Spider-Man! He's knocked aside as Venom lifts Spidey into the air. Oscorp troops enter the room, and Norman's in front of them going, please, just non-lethal, please, just get that thing off him. We throw Spider-Man through several walls. He's unconscious, and we swap perspectives and play as Venom.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
What?
It's awesome.
Venom tears through the Oscorp lab. I mean, it is just like the difference in how this feels is incredible. Obviously, it's still the symbiote powers, but it's like you can see the size of these tentacles. They're smashing multiple people out the way. Like that wall there, you can just walk through that or like run through it. And it just collapses.
In gameplay, you can pick people up
I've got
and like
one.
chop their head off.
Yeah, you can pick people up and throw them at other people.
Yeah.
You can like, doesn't quite chop anyone's head off.
Sorry,
all
yeah,
the way,
yeah,
but-
sorry.
I mean, some of these guys are definitely dying. But,
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it is very violent. And like the whole of Oscorp Tower goes on lockdown, laser grids firing. They're terrified, and Venom just tears through an army of them. The whole time.
Why is he bothering going through the building? Why not just jump out the wall?
Oh, he's just angry. He's just on a rampage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Norman is kind of coming over the speakers at a couple of points. He's like, Harry, stop. I know it feels hopeless, but we've never been closer to a cure, and I know we'll find one, and so does Peter. Look at all the work we're doing. I'm exploring every possibility there is. The failures we've had, they're normal. They're normal, Harry. And the important thing is, we only need to succeed once. Harry, I screwed up. I knew that suit was dangerous when we found it, and I should have never brought it anywhere close to you. I'm sorry. This is my fault, all right? Not yours. Here we are, smashing our way around the facility. Outside, we hear guns firing at the building as a hunter chopper opens fire on the floor that Venom's on. Norman pleads as Venom charges down the corridor, avoiding the gunship fire before throwing himself out of the side of the skyscraper, landing on the chopper and smashing it to bits in the air as we plummet towards Times Square.
I don't think Venom takes fall damage.
Not really, no. In the square, Venom rips the hunters apart. Here we are. Oh,
Now
you can see
he
a kind
rips
of
their
mace,
heads off.
like a mace smashing down on people's heads. And yeah, a spear flies through the air and Venom catches it effortlessly. He snarls up at Kraven the Hunter. Kraven off looks down, for the first time seeing his fate clearly now.
Kraven's actor is great.
Is it fear or is it horny?
It's a bit of everything. He's like, because he's never thought really that anyone was going to get him before. So he looks at Venom and he says, at last. He knows this is probably it. We get the prompt to hunt Kraven. And we have a fight in the middle of Times Square.
Again, I don't think the devs know what the word hunt means, but it's okay.
It's just
this is cool.
funny.
Hunt just means kill. Synonyms.
Yeah.
We were separated because of you.
Is that so? Excellent. Long have I dreamt of a perfect death, drenched in fire and blood. Will you give it to me? We throw Kraven around the place. He's like It's a very easy fight compared to the others, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a brawl.
Kraven will go up on a platform and like start shooting down, and Venom will destroy the entire platform.
He has no bills.
Yeah, well, he does sort of use some tricks and gadgets that can hurt because he's learned from the other fights, and he's like technically very impressive. But ultimately, I think in some of the other fights, it feels like you're scrabbling to keep up with someone who's better than you, and in this, it feels like the shoe's on the other foot. Like he's scrabbling to keep up with you, and he can't.
You destroyed our work, hurt our friends.
Then come, let your vengeance feast upon my flesh. Make this my final hunt, the end of all things. This spider could not satisfy me, but you hunt me. Yes, you will be my final hunt, and I shall be your first. Let us show the world what death should be.
You want death? Then give up.
I want it to be worthy of me. Do you know what it's like to have your body betray you? Weakness will not claim me. If I am to die soon, I will die roaring.
Oh, so the chemo drugs are hit. He has cancer. He's going to die of cancer, and he wants to die of a hunt.
Gene Park, who is a big games journalist, made the joke. He himself has cancer. It's in remission. That he loved this fight because what you have is two cancer patients beating the shit out of each other in the ring. Which it's a dark joke, but it is quite funny.
Yeah.
Like it's on point. Yeah, it's great. This is a great moment.
In the end, Kraven is no match for the monster. He kneels, defeated at last. Pray. He looks up at Venom.
Why is he suddenly so old? Did he suck the life out of him?
It's the lighting from they're literally on like a Times Square billboard knocked on its side.
He did a pachinko for a minute.
It's a reference to an episode that will not be coming out until months after this one.
Foreshadowing.
Thank you, Chaos Gremlin.
Cut that.
Don't cut that.
He looks up at Venom. Thank you. Venom lifts him into the air and bites his goddamn head off,
Yummy.
roaring into the night.
Delicious.
Yeah, he doesn't like bite, he bites his head off, clean off.
And swallows.
And swallows.
Please tell me there's a big cartoony gulp.
Not quite. Because we immediately have a moment of him sort of looking at his blood-soaked hands, a little bit confused. And Venom flees the square.
Like, I like this murder thing, maybe.
Yeah. I guess technically this is the first time he's really... Harry has killed someone.
Yeah.
In a church nearby, Venom kneels in front of Emily Osborn's grave.
Just to add to that, sorry, it's the first time either of them have killed someone. It's the first time the symbiotes killed someone.
As far as we know, it could have been on other planets.
Oh yeah, maybe
stuff,
killed an
or like-
alien. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's a good point. Maybe we don't know the symbiote's mind. Yeah, Venom kneels in front of Emily Osborn's grave. Venom fades, and Harry is himself for just a moment. Mom, what did I just do? In his head, he hears his mother's voice. Don't be scared, honey. You finally have the power to do what you've always wanted.
We're gonna heal the world.
How?
Mommy Venom.
How?
Let me show you.
The ground shakes as a colossal mass of tentacles lifts her. Yeah, straight up Venom uses his mum's voice in his head. It's really fucked.
It's also tying back to what Harry was saying, right? When he was in the tank, all he could dream about was the EMF, and he heard his mother telling him, you need to go and build the EMF.
Yeah.
That wasn't just a dream or a memory of his mother. It presumably was the symbiote messing with him.
Was this? I'm still confused about the rocks. It was the symbiote in the
We'll
rock.
get more rock. Don't worry. We're going to get more rock.
Or
You love the spiral rock, remember?
It's not a loop rock.
Yes. Go and watch the Alan Wake 2 episode, everyone.
Like and subscribe. The 4 of you that are left. A colossal mass of tentacles lifts the church, the graveyard, and Harry into the skies above the city. Looking over New York, Harry sees a vision. Tendrils covering the city. New York devoured by blackness, then the world.
Nice.
We're going to heal the world. Let me show you. We're going to heal everyone.
Back in the Oscorp lab, Pete pulls himself from the rubble. Harry, how am I going to find you out there? He finds an ID badge on the floor and realizes that the EMF badges that they both have were RF enabled. If Harry's still wearing his, he can use Oscorp satellites to track him. Please be wearing that Please be wearing that goddamn badge. Sorry, I need to do that bit again. Please be wearing that badge.
Works, but okay.
You couldn't track someone with an RF enabled...
I don't think so.
No, that's why we have you here.
Pretty sure that's just near field.
Okay, cool.
I might be wrong. I don't think you can.
Shut up, Peter.
Superhero satellites. They work differently.
We track the signal around the city.
I like the thought of just the symbiote wandering around with a fucking ID badge
Well,
on around its neck.
It is moving, so he does assume that it's in Venom somewhere.
I'm sure it's inside. I'm just imagining Venom like
wearing it on the lanyard.
He's really proud of that.
I get a 15% off at Costa Coffee with this.
He's just going to everyone.
Did you know I founded a company? You don't like my company, then die.
We eventually track it to one location, following it into a tunnel, and like there's a massive tendrils in the way, and the ID badge is just sitting there in the tendrils.
Right.
Pete takes it, continues into the tunnel, where at the end he sees a symbiote, tentacles lashing out. Harry, he says, come on, let's go. The symbiote turns around, and it is not Harry. It is a terrified woman being taken over by symbiote.
Everyone gets to be a symbiote now.
Yeah, baby.
They're healing the world.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's what our symbiote enemies look like. Pete thinks that Harry must have turned these people into symbiotes somehow. This is horrific. How do I stop them without hurting them? So this is where we sort of figure out that we can get the people out of the like our usual finisher moves. You can like pull people out of the symbiotes. Yeah, it's brutal. And these are really good enemies. And I think you made the point in your critique that they're not really around for long enough because we're kind of in the last finale run, aren't we?
Yeah, there's a structural issue with the final act because a lot happens here, but it all feels very samey is the issue. Look, these are great enemies. The symbiotes as a faction are great because different colors do different things, basically. And the changing of the finishers to have to rip people out of the suit, that's really, really cool. Unfortunately, they're just not used enough in creative or compelling ways. Yeah. But it is what it is.
Yeah. We link up.
That movie suit does not work next to the Insomniac suit.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
We link up to the with Miles, but slightly before that, they realize that if they can create a way to have a kind of concussive blast at the same frequencies of the bells from earlier, they might have a weapon they can use against the symbiotes. So Miles gets to repeat the mission from his own game, swinging around for a minute, finding noises from the docks that will replicate the noise of the bell
That's a callback.
when combined. Yes.
I can
But
certainly
also-
think of one music piece that the symbiotes would hate, and it goes whap boom.
What?
It's Miles' awful song that he makes. in
Oh,
Miles
wrong,
Morales. Just
wrong,
play that.
bad, incorrect. But also, I'm sorry. It needs to be the same frequency as the bell. Are we assuming that Kraven happened to find the exact only bell that operates at frequency?
I don't know if it's an exact frequency. It's just they're
Surely
using
it's a
it as a
bell.
basis.
It is a
So
bell.
surely what you could also get is an ultrasonic, like one of those like riot control guns that
But
shoots
then
ultrasonic
you're
waves.
missing an obvious thing. Then Miles wouldn't have to go around and collect noises from the docks.
Then the game wouldn't happen, Chase. Yeah.
Yeah.
What we should really have is a Dark Ocean summoning.
So, armed with a new concussive device, the Spider-Men can slightly more easily blast the symbiotes off the innocent occupants. Pete reckons the symbiote is trying to make this place his new home. We find Harry turning more civilian.
Decorating.
We find, so like more places start to look like this, like a massive in horrible, I don't even know.
Do you like what I did with the place?
Yeah.
I got a great deal at the B&Q.
Gooey nonsense.
Symbiote roots.
Yeah.
I have
Symbiote
a
roots.
membership at IKEA.
Confronting Venom, he vanishes, leaving us to fight some goons. And you know what? This has been a long script, and we've not had a lot of time for this kind of thing. But I feel like you might need a little comfort right now.
I love comfort.
So if we turn on the radio, we can hear J. Jonah Jameson.
Honestly, truly, I think that Pete is such a masochist that he does find comfort in this.
Once the epicenter for New York tourism, now the scene of a deadly bloodbath. Unless you've been living under a rock, you've seen the photos released from Times Square, where we've learned Sergei Kravenov, also known as Kraven, leader of the Hunters, has been brutally murdered by a monstrous unknown assailant. The most interesting piece of information to arise out of this catastrophe, the horrendous behemoth promised behind the homicide was sporting the same damn logo of New York's own Spider-Man. Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean,
Not even done, I'm halfway through.
he's not wrong. It's not a great look for Spider-Man.
Oh, it's not. Nope.
This is bad PR.
The day I've prophesied and rightly feared may have come to pass. Spider-Man has, perhaps, transformed into a merciless creature capable of apocalyptic levels of destruction. This is the result of unchecked power and unsupervised will. I'm sure that, if this is indeed Spider-Man, he's most likely prepared a hit list of those he's perceived to have wronged him. Dear listeners, I can only assume I'm high on that list. If this Hannibal decides to exact his vengeance upon me, may my story be a lesson for you all. Do not let my life be in vain. Band together, and we can stand up against these formidable creatures once and for all. But until that day comes, I'll be fighting alongside you for the good of our people, for the good of our nation.
Hysterical that there
Well
actually
done.
was an actual legitimate Spider-Man symbiote, and he just missed it.
Oh no, he and Danica both comment on Black Suit Spider-Man.
do they?
Weirdly, like after
The
an
Danica
hour.
cast is still in this?
Yeah. After like an hour in the suit, Danica's like, that black suit's a wee bit edgy for our friendly neighborhood so-and-so, right? Which I always kind of take a little bit of umbrage with because Danica is Miles Morales' #1 fan and his suit is black.
Okay, but it's not edgy black.
I think she means his actions, doesn't she?
No, because this pops up like before even the EMF explosion happens. And she's like, bit odd. It's not even like it's suspicious. She's just like, just not a fan of that.
To be
look.
fair, though, I don't think that it's a comment on he's wearing a black suit. I think it is specifically the symbiote suit is a very edgy looking suit.
Yeah.
Miles' suit is not edgy looking in the same way.
Yeah,
It's just a black suit.
sure.
Okay, we're ready to finish some side quest. The Flame appears once again,
Yay.
accompanied by several more members. Oh yeah, first of all, we rescue...
I know that I'm not the person to say this, but do we need to do a side quest? I'm
Yes.
definitely not the person to say that.
Yes.
You want me to skip it?
No.
I don't. I'm just moaning.
We find...
Who is this?
We rescue Genki, we rescue Rio in a subway tunnel. This isn't side stuff. It's just a cute moment where Miles gets to rescue his friends, and Genki Genki thought he was about to die, so he confesses a bunch of stuff to Miles. He's like, I lied back in 8th grade, and also I don't like the sandwiches your mom makes when we swap at lunch. I just know how much you like my mom's, and also I'm seeing someone. I've just started dating her. We go.
Sorry, what?
She's in our chemistry class.
What?
And as
Wait, that's the most important thing he said.
I think it's because Miles has been so distant lately, they've not really caught up. And Miles apologizes to him and says that they're going to hang out more.
Yeah, Genki rocks.
It's okay. I need to meet my mom's boyfriend too.
So yeah, this is what the city is starting to look like. Sort of.
Theory. When we're gonna get the grand reveal of Rio's boyfriend at the end.
Oh yes. Just no
Gonna be
Jameson.
Jonah Jameson. She met him while he was covering one of her rallies.
Yeah, the Flame appears again. We learn that his real goal was to derail a train and steal its cargo.
What?
The cargo being
What?
a second symbiote.
Oh. What? Oh, what?
It was being transported by Oscorp. That's why he had all the Oscorp blueprints and he was like doing all the weird stuff with Oscorp. He proceeds. Pete's trapped under the train. Pete stopped the train to save Wraith. He's trapped under it. The Flame covers him in gasoline.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
and
it's brutal.
gives him a speech. before leaving, he's looking at and I should point out this Venom is a slightly different. This symbiote is a slightly different color, and he tells Pete, "When the crimson hour rolls over this earth, it shall bring truth, judgment, and carnage."
Wait, is this one not Carnage? Are they different? Are Venom and Carnage different things?
Yeah.
I always thought they were the same thing. I thought they were just.
But
different
don't worry,
names.
that's the end of that. He throws a lighter, setting Pete on fire, and goes to leave. Wraith, then we get a bit of character development. Wraith has to basically choose between save Pete or go after her nemesis. She saves Pete, and he
so
gets
basically,
away.
this is a way that we can kill off Venom in this one and still have a symbiote for future games.
Well,
So this man's name, Chase, do you know this man's name?
No.
it's not revealed up until this point.
His name is Cletus Cassidy, aka Carnage. The flame is not a concept from the comics. It's unique to this game so that we are thrown off the scent. This is the big twist, is that he is Cletus Cassidy, and yes, he now has the Carnage symbiote. The next step presumably would be that he will become Carnage. Neil agrees with me on this because it's very clear from your takeaway that you don't rate this side quest. Neither do I.
I think we thought, just to come out of this a little bit, maybe we should have talked about this at the end, but the first game obviously got hefty DLC. It got 3 big DLCs, picking up on things in the story and setting up the second game. This game had DLC planned, and it was leaked, as most people listening will know. It was some leakers, some naughty hackers leaked it, and Insomniac decided not to go ahead with any of it.
Which sucks.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It really sucks. But what it also means is the lesson here is don't plan stuff for DLC and set it up in your main game, because what you're left with is an incredibly underwhelming side quest. Yeah. You think, oh, and Carnage, and you go, oh shit, Carnage, we're going to do the Carnage boss fight. No, Cletus Cassidy just walks away into the night. White Light said it best with his critique of the game, which is this side quest and another side quest that we talked about outside, I know you're not going to cover, so I'll just mention it here. Chameleon, you know the supervillain Chameleon? No,
no, I know the Metal Gear.
Okay, so there's a supervillain called Chameleon.
Craven's brother.
Craven's brother. Yeah, Chameleon's whole thing is he uses masks and disguises and stuff and tech and hologram tech to look like other people. We find out in this game that Chameleon exists. That's the way White Light describes it. It's the best way to describe how underwhelming this is. 2 side quests are dedicated to learning that villains exist. Yeah. And that's it. And it's really infuriating. It's a damn shame. It's because of the leaks.
He's the flame is well acted.
Yeah.
He's well animated.
This one, I'm okay. Maybe it's just 'cause I'm not playing it. I'm okay with quests that set up future villains for future games if we assume that there will be a future game.
Yes, Chase, but I think your reaction to that vindicates me more than anything else, because your response to that was, oh, Carnage. What's Carnage again? It's like the other symbiote or something, right? Yeah. Your response was just which is a fair enough response as somebody who doesn't follow the comics.
I was about to say that's also me as a non-fan who legitimately up until this second thought Carnage and Venom were the same person.
Yeah, but you are also the majority of Spider-Man fans, where a lot of your experiences, I know the movies, I like Spider-Verse, and I know he does the zip, zip, swing, swing. Like, not everybody is well into the comics.
We did have an actual Carnage movie a couple of years ago, but I take your point, and I agree. I don't disagree.
Yeah, that's I feel like that's potentially also why I was confused, was that these Eddie Brock movies had Let There Be Carnage. Is that not Eddie Brock?
It means literally there is.
Was that Venom vs. Carnage?
Yes.
Okay.
So Carnage is he's
terrifying.
He is the offspring of Venom in the original run.
Yeah.
He is he bonds with Cletus Cassidy, who's a serial killer in jail, like genuine psychotic kills for the.
Sorry, Eddie Cletus it's just a very serial killer name.
He drop us a comment, and Cletus is in the comment section. We'll apologize personally. He is more violent than Venom. Venom, as he transitions to anti-hero and then hero, Carnage is always just chaos and murder and serial killing, and it's like the perfect blend of their two. Yeah, the symbiotes are already pretty nasty, and
the cult concept is very clever. I really like that idea. I just wish they capitalized on it with a good ending. Sorry, not to bog us down. We can move on.
I think the main issue with him being a potential villain for 3 and not 4 is you can't make him the main villain, obviously, because Venom's the main villain in this, and it would be retracing the wheel. So it really only would work for him to be the main villain in a DLC.
Or, yeah.
Because if he's just a side villain, I feel like it's not going to be... I don't know.
Working,
I don't know.
Working from I've
Mixed
just seen how
feelings.
many pages are left. I'm going to move us along. Working from home, MJ is reading the comments on her newly published article. Commenters are piling on, saying that they never liked Spider-Man, or he's dumb now, or he's an enemy of the state.
And she's like, "You're right,
No.
exactly."
MJ sighs, saying that she hates this. JJJ rings her and pops into life on her screen. I love this! You do? You've hit the nail on the head. Finally, top story. Everybody's talking about it. This is editor material. Editor? Congratulations. Your first assignment. Write more juicy stuff by tomorrow morning. Drama, controversy, just like this. Get writing. She calls Pete. I didn't get fired from the Bugle. In fact, I think I got a promotion. Oh, hey, awesome, says Pete. That's what you wanted, right? Yeah, I thought it was. Then that's great. Hey, listen, something's gone wrong with Harry. What happened? Well, knock, knock, knock. Hang on, someone's at the door.
Oh no.
It's kind of hard to explain. Just promise me you'll stay away from him.
Oh,
okay?
no.
MJ?
Oh no.
She opens the door
No.
to see Harry
Wearing a black jumper.
leaning against
Are we
the
to
frame.
assume that this jumper is the symbiote
I
in the
assume
same
that.
way that the tuxedo was the symbiote?
Yeah.
Pete watches the video call end as black tendrils cover the screen. We race home. Connors calls us as we're heading back. Spider-Man, how are you feeling? Anxious, panicked. I meant physical symptoms, soreness, fatigue. Yes, wait, symptoms? I've been looking into years of research notes. The symbiote channels a collective consciousness. That hive mind I was in, Pete says, is optimistic.
When was there a hive mind?
He has a vision, when he has the vision earlier.
Oh, okay.
Is optimistic. It may still be inside you. What? Nothing to panic about. But perhaps you should come by the lab for some tests. Can't talk. Bigger problems. Gotta go. Hang on, MJ. We arrive home and burst through the door to find Harry and MJ sitting at the dinner table. He smiles. She looks terrified. MJ, where's Pete? Says Harry. You look tense. Coffee? The symbiote pours him a cup. We need to talk. You must get tired, making the world a better place every single day. But I can help. All you have to do is let me. He looks at a picture of Pete and May. This isn't you, says MJ. Wrong! This is the real me. I finally have the power to realize our vision. Are you giving up on me? Harry, we need to get that thing off you. He smashes through the table. Do not call us
A thing.
Harry.
We are not Harry.
He turns.
We are Venom. Venom. Sorry. Venom. Cut that. Cut that.
Oh no, sorry. Oops. Right. Cut all this. Cut all this. We are Venom!
Okay, serious bit. Venom throws them aside and picks up MJ, covering her in tendrils, throwing her behind the collapsed table. From behind the table, the thing that was MJ stands up.
I'm sorry, what? 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 Wait, what? Oh!
She screams. That's also the name of this character, by the way. Scream. The symbiotes formed hair, as you can see, like big 80s hair. It picks Pete up by the
Shook.
hair and throws him outside.
Is this
you weren't
is this a
expecting
comic
that,
character?
were you? Yes.
I was about to say, I've never seen this one before.
Yeah, she's not MJ in the comics. She's Venom's daughter.
Venom.
Is Harry ever Venom in the
Not in the
comics?
comics, no.
I like when we get a little twist.
Venom watches them square off in the street outside.
Show him what he's missing.
And we square up and fight against MJ. Against Scream.
She's had a little stun gun.
This is certainly the most traumatic of the fights, isn't it,
Yeah.
Monty? Because of the dialogue back and forth.
Yes.
And I want you to bear in mind that the symbiote feeds and twists on insecurities or fears or
That are deep down inside of you. None of this is invented.
This is just the flip it. What?
well,
This is just the flip
some
of
of
what.
some of it's kind of taken to
Out of context.
extremes where it would never be taken. You know,
It's never stuff you'd say out loud.
I mean, this is just the flip of what Peter was saying to her.
MJ, talk to me. I'm done talking. Is that it?
Yeah.
Done begging for validation from you, from anyone. Validation? If this is about your job, this is about me. Me! Not my job or this stupid house. And for once, not about you. About me. MJ, what do you mean? You stay out of this. I'm finally in control. I'm in complete control. There's a point where a car alarm goes off and you hear MJ's voice for a second, and she's like, Pete, what's happening to me? Don't listen to the voices. They aren't telling you the truth, MJ. I heard them too. I know how it feels. Always about you. You can't keep a job. You can't pay the mortgage. I have a job. With Harry, it'll be okay. For how long? There's only one job you care about, Spider-Man. That's not fair. People need me. You know that. What would the city do without Spider-Man? Look at how it's doing with you. I can fix this. I always do. We always do.
You know what's my forever question with superheroes? What were their cities doing before they showed up?
Minding their own business.
Yeah, it feels like the super villains never show up until the superheroes do.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just the cycle, though. That's what superheroes are.
I always come in second. I live in your... This is important.
Yeah.
I live in your shadow, where my dreams turn to dust. That is the truth. You do make a difference, MJ. What you do matters. Remember your book? You said you wanted to help people. Nobody read it. Nobody cared. That's not true. If I help one person, it was worth it, comes MJ's voice. I read it, says Pete. It helped me. All I do is help you. My life constantly interrupted by you. Look for answers, leads, because you lost a job or can't pay a bill. I write words I don't believe in for a man I despise, so you can be happy. I didn't realize. MJ, you can quit. I can figure something out. I can't trust you. I can only rely on us. No, MJ, I'm sorry. I was wrong. You don't have to trust me, but please trust yourself.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, all of it. So fucking true, though.
Yeah. It's kind of... And it's... I got very upset playing this because, like, of course you imagine your partner, your, like, long-term partner in this situation. There's a point where Scream, like, shouts at him saying, like, MJ's gone. And you're like, oh, God, please, no.
You theorize in part one, Chase, that these two would break up by the end of the episode.
Oh, I will be shocked if they don't.
This...
Which also, just to give way for Gwen Stacy, because, you know, fans want her.
Is the best kind of couples therapy I could think of. I don't know what you mean. They're literally getting everything out. Pete is screaming at her, telling her she's just as important. You're Mary Jane Watson. I know what you want. You want the truth. Yes, I want the truth. Pete! She throws Pete kind of deliberately into a pile of metal bars, and I've noted there seem to be a lot of those loose around in this city. The noise is enough. They kind of work together to, like, when she has a moment of clarity, to, like, create more noise. And she begins to rip the symbiote from her body.
That's really weird looking.
Yeah.
Looks like she's doing a little dance.
And she does it. She rips it off. Am I okay? Yeah, I think I'm okay. Oh. You did it! They embrace.
Yay.
Wait, MJ says. Not yet. She picks up her phone and makes a call. Watson, where are you with my apple fritters? I'm starving. And Jonah, kiss my ass. I quit. Watson! She hangs up. You're so cool, says Pete. I thought I'd lost you. I think, MJ says, I've been lost for a while now. Not just the symbiote. For months, I've been trying to be something I'm not. I'm sorry. It wasn't you, says Pete. And it wasn't me earlier. Pete, it was like some kind of hive mind in there. I saw you and Harry. He was going after this rock. Miles is it's the rock. Yeah, Miles is at City Hall. Go, she says. I love you. They smooch. A smooch, smooch, smooch. A smooch, smooch, smooch. They're better than ever.
No, I think they're still going to break up. I think it's going to be one of those.
I think someone at Insomniac wants them to break up.
I think it's going to be one of those. I love you, but this is better for both of us.
They've also got all of their issues out in the open now, as I see it, as traumatic as that was. Not that this is a good way for this to happen. Yeah.
But now they have no money.
Miles is at City Hall. It's bad. It's really bad. There are, hundreds of symbiotes running around the city now.
Miles really has a shit time anytime he goes to City Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Army of symbiotes. We need to get them out of the symbiotes and rescue the people who are cowering inside the hall, using it for shelter. We fight our way inside, but the waves of symbiotes are too much. Pete and Miles are literally dragged under into a pit of goo and writhing bodies. At the last second, as they go under, a hand reaches down and pulls Miles free. It's Martin Lee.
What's up?
Are you all right? Lee leaps down, blowing the symbiotes apart and revealing Pete twitching on the floor in some kind of trance. Other symbiotes emerge, but seem hesitant to approach Martin Lee. It seems like his power is frightening to them. For this whole scene, they're being circled by and the symbiotes normally just bum rush you, but they're circling and not coming close to him.
We had this earlier when Martin Lee and Pete in black suit approached each other on the rooftop, and Pete swiped at him with a tentacle, and Martin's power basically almost automatically just
shields him,
deflected and shielded it. So the negative energy seems to be not a weakness, but a barrier to the symbiotes.
And remember when Connor said that there was still some part of this hive mind inside Pete? Pete is now on the floor in some kind of trance. I see. This is what Miles explains this to Lee. I see. I think I can clear it out of him, but only if I can get to the source. I'm going in with you, says Miles. Together, the men enter Peter.
God damn it, Neil. You proud of yourself?
Sorry. I'll do it right.
Chase is on the soundboard.
That was worth it. Together, the men venture into Peter's psyche.
A journey into the man.
First, we see, of course, New York. I've seen what these creatures do to people around the city, Lee says. They get into your head, twist your desires. Mad they stole your routine, says Miles. I know you're joking, but you're making my point. This thing, it fears my power for some reason. Deeper in Pete's mind, we find ourselves in a version of the Raft, thousands of prison cells stretching on forever, all the people Pete has put away. Home sweet home, thinks Martin. In the prison, Miles fights spectral versions of the Sinister Six. Just when the odds...
He's here! He's fucking here!
Kind of.
You gaslit me for so long, and he's here!
Stop misusing the word gaslit.
Told me he wasn't here.
You said something incorrect, and we corrected you.
You were incorrect.
Where's the incorrect? It's him.
You
Yes.
said
It's him.
he was in the E3
Shut up.
demo.
Shut up. He's there.
The vulture's here.
He's here.
Yes, there's Vulture.
I win.
You win, buddy. You win. You win a big
Congratulations.
prize.
The prize is the rest of his lore dump.
20 more pages. Just when the odds are overwhelming, the room blacks out. When the lights come on, the symbiote is everywhere, having killed all of the members of the Sinister Six. The problem solved, says Lee. That's not what Pete thinks. No, but it might be how he feels. Love that.
Yeah.
Deeper inside Pete's mind, we find an island. May's house in the middle.
It's a nice little house on an island in a lake.
Yes. This is a good sequence. I like this.
Venom covers the walls of the house. We hear May's voice. Balance is a process, not a destination. It is her, says Lee. She's dead because of you, says Miles. Lee frightens off the Venom with her powers. It seems to have the same effect in the Shadow Realm. We head further inside Pete, arriving at Feast. Lee says this vision is the closest he will get to seeing the inside of the place again. Not that he deserves to.
There is something really painful about that line.
Oh God!
Like again, bad bloke
This
did bad
is still
thing.
the thing he's proudest of.
Yeah, like he did build this. You know, yeah.
Lee, why did you do it? What did you want? Revenge. Norman Osborn is the reason my parents are dead, so I dedicated my life to making his hell. I'm sorry, Miles. We find the source of the symbiote infection in Miles's mind. It's like a sort of cancerous growth right in the middle of the heart of Peter's psyche, which is in Vist, as it turns out, which I think is lovely. That's the center of his being. Lee begins to focus his energy on the growth. Miles lending his electricity. It's not kind of working easily. And symbiotes kind of emerge, and Miles has to fight them off as Lee's kind of trying to shut it down. We have one more option, says Lee. If I can transfer all of my power into the symbiote, I think he could neutralize it and free Peter. What will happen to you? I guess we'll find out. Well, says Miles, if this is my last chance to say anything to you. Miles pulls off his mask. I won't forgive you. It's not in me, but I can't carry this hate for you anymore. So let's set things right, you and me. He holds out his hand, and Martin shakes it. Lee charges up. Energy seems to radiate, like his energy seems to radiate from Miles as well. Going full Super Saiyan, he pours everything into the growth. Miles fights off symbiotes to buy time. He and Martin continue to speak through this. Miles thinks Martin could try living life like he does. Lee isn't sure he'd make a convincing hero, but Miles insists you don't know until you try. Combining their powers, they destroy the growth and find Pete in his last sanctuary in his mind. He is kneeling over May's bed, sobbing. Like, oh my God, Yuri Lowenthal, I'm not going to attempt to touch what he does. He's just tragic in this. Just sobs racking his breath, like as he's talking. And he's just over again saying, I'm sorry, this is my fault. I'm sorry. Miles approaches and puts a hand on his shoulder. And just like that, we're back in the real world. Pete lies between them, sort of twitching, so you know he's like coming to. Martin looks down at his hands. He doesn't have his powers anymore. He poured them all into the symbiote, like he said.
Wait, he's just a generic guy now?
Yep.
And so the symbiotes begin to advance on them. And they're like, Pete, Pete, Pete! Pete sits up, jumping to his feet as the anti-symbiote suit forms around him.
Anti-venom.
Anti-venom.
Yeah.
That's a thing?
Yeah, this is a real suit from the comics. White symbiote.
This is the explanation for it in this game, which I'll just touch on now, is that Martin Lee poured his energy into the last remnants of hive mind in Pete's mind, kind of destroying the hive mind element. But
so did Pete have his powers now?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, Pete can do all of his venom attacks that you were able to do in the black suit, except they're white now, plus a couple of new attacks that are special, that work specifically well with the symbiotes. It's also arguably the reason why... do you want to just quickly digest everything that just happened there regarding Martin and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the reason, I would argue, that Pete does not actually get the scene in the black suit where he brutalizes Mr. Negative, which is really something that you feel is about to happen. And it's like, of all the characters he's going to really beat the shit out of in the black suit, it should be Negative, and it isn't. It's because if he did that, Negative probably wouldn't come back to save him, get rid of the symbiote, and give us anti-venom.
I disagree.
No?
I think we could still have both.
Well, I think that's fair enough.
So I think that Martin was at a point of redemption enough that he could be like, yeah, I fucking deserve that.
Yeah. I also particularly love, and I think both of us adore this. It's
well, I want to hear it from the horse's mouth.
Is Martin Lee? Oh, sorry, you spoke to anti-venom.
What do you
Martin
think about
Lee's
the
this
suit? What do you think about the suit?
It's this way. It's
Okay, that's that.
It's aesthetically a
music.
swing, and it's narratively a miss for me.
Oh well. Well, this is the
I
game
don't
they
know
made,
if I
so
don't know if I
Yeah, I
don't know
know.
what to tell you.
I think it destroys the addiction angle of the symbiote completely.
addiction angle.
Well, because Connor's pointed out, so the symbiote was typically treated almost like as a parallel for addiction. And
is it?
Typically,
I have not gotten that at all.
It hasn't been the case in the original comics, but over the years it's evolved as almost this symbol of addiction.
It's not really the focus of this one, though.
No, it's not.
It's
But Connors does point out this idea that, it's still with you, Pete, it's still with you. So you think maybe, and you feel that lack of power and that lack of strength when you lose the symbiote.
So yeah, Pete is free from the hive mind. Pete thanks Lee and Miles. Lee says that he spent his life consumed with vengeance and he lost everything for it. You two reminded me that's not who I am. When you help someone, you help everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Police sirens sound and Martin Lee starts to walk towards the sirens. Where are you going? To set things right. Your way. Yeah. As he leaves, Pete says to Miles that, wow, reforming your greatest enemy. Can't say I've ever done that. Maybe MJ was right. Why would the city need me? Pete says. It's got you. I don't know, laughs Miles. The city still looks like a 2 Spider-Man job to me. We track Harry down to the underground lab. Norman Osborn is there, cornered by Venom. Please, just give me back my son.
We are your son. Look at us. We are healthy, strong. This is what you wanted, isn't it?
Stop, Harry! Peter swings in. We can help you! Venom throws Norman with deadly intent. Pete catches him. Venom rounds on a cowering Dr. Connors.
Where's the rest of it?
He grabs the space rock, which we saw before in the container, and fuses it with the piece he already had before leaping through the window and escaping. What's he going to do with that thing, Pete
I'm really
wonders.
hoping that at the end of the day, it just turns out to be his spaceship.
He's leaving.
It's just his spaceship. He's just this entire game been looking for a way to get his shit back so we can fuck off back to his planet.
A Venom saucer.
Yeah.
I know that's not accurate, it is, but
It's based. I don't think any of the characters ever really get into too much detail about it. This is essentially a sort of life seed power source, isn't it? Right?
It's going to turn the whole world into goop.
He's going to be able to.
I don't know.
He's going to be able to channel his energy through it. It's a MacGuffin for
this
the
rock-
baddies.
but seemingly he doesn't need it. He's been infected people plenty fine without it.
Yeah.
He
it would do it faster.
Yeah.
Okay, I just think the rock is the worst part of this game. It's just so unnecessary.
So interesting that you have. I think if we counted our individual criticisms, we would have equal criticisms, but yours are different criticisms to mine.
Do you not have an issue with the rock?
I don't care about the rock. The rock's boring. It's shit. It's a MacGuffin.
That's the point. Why even have it?
I don't know.
It's like
it's there.
It's going to be a fun one.
It's something for Venom to do
The symbiote
because he
is
can't
seemingly-
do anything right now because he's like busy hopping about the city scaring people. It's just
he
something
is
for him to
seemingly
do.
spreading his seed
Yeah,
wherever he wants.
it's just a goal for him.
Why?
Because otherwise the game would be over by now and we would have fought him. It's just to stretch it out.
Okay.
It's a bit of video game padding. It is what it is. It's fine.
Where's the gobbler?
Pete wonders what he's going to do with that thing. Connor says we're about to find out.
What you doing with that 19 inches, buddy?
Ben's like, I don't know, padding, I guess.
I feel like I don't want to read this line in my Connor's voice, but
Please.
you need to know. Harry's gone. The host and symbiote are perfectly fused. That's me trying to do sincere Connors.
It works.
I'll find a way to save him. You can't, but you can still stop the symbiote by killing the host. Norman cuts in. Please, save my boy. The city now covered in venom. So this is the difference with when he has the rock. He was able to lift up a building or change a handful of people. But he's, almost instantly covered most of New York.
I guess, sure.
Miles meets up with Peter on a roof. Why are you smiling, Monty?
No
Is it
reason.
because Miles is wearing a new suit?
What?
What do you think?
Yeah, I like it.
Hey, there we go. It was an easy one.
I'm going to burn this podcast to the ground.
Do you not
Chase.
like it?
This is the worst Spider-Man suit.
Why?
In the history of Spider-Man suits.
Why?
Okay, let's take the real-life Adidas trainers, which have later...
Are those branded?
Because it was created and designed alongside Adidas
That's
so that
so
they could go
funny.
on to sell real gym wear for $230.
That's
Let's talk
hysterical.
about the fact it doesn't have 8 legs. It's got 4 big, stupid... Neil is leaving.
I love a Coke. Thank you.
Let's talk about the big stupid light blue legs. There's only 4 of them. Why are there only 4 of them? Let's talk about the fact that his hair is his hair's poking out of his mask, which makes it far easier to identify him. Let's talk about the fact that the hood is down.
I'm pretty
Put
sure-
the hood up, you stupid goober.
Okay, I'm pretty sure those 2 last complaints are not unique to the suit.
Let's talk about in canon and in universe. How has Miles gotten this suit? During the symbiote invasion, has Miles gone home and whipped out his sewing machine?
So,
while Pete needs help.
Are we forgetting that they have 3D printers in their fucking web shooters?
Damn it, that's a really good point. Yeah, okay.
He can decide that he just needs to change a drip for this last.
Defend this suit to me,
So,
Chase.
I
This is
hear-
awful.
I hear your complaints. I hear it. But have you ever considered? And please listen very
no.
closely. Have you ever considered? Shut the fuck up.
No, you're not. Sorry, I need to put Swing Miss back on.
I've got your coat.
Oh,
Neil's back.
Thank you for the
everybody.
Coke.
No, I know I'm right
This
here.
episode of
okay?
Lordom brought to you by the delicious taste of Coca-Cola Zero
And Adidas, apparently.
and Adidas. Please buy their
I-
230 pound.
There are few things in this world that I
See,
hate
here's
more
the thing,
than the Adidas
I
suit.
don't-
World
I
hunger.
don't think- I don't think that you have an actual issue with the suit. I think you just have an issue with the corporateness of it.
No, I also have an issue with the suit. I think
'Cause
that
the suit-
color of blue is dog shit, and I know it's meant to be as electric blue.
I disagree.
Oh,
I think blue is great.
Also, the whole concept of like why they made this so that it was supposed to be an evolution of Miles becoming a true Spider-Man. Do you know when he did that?
Okay, I disagree with that
In
part.
his own game, when he made the iconic
That part's
Miles
stupid.
Morales suit.
I already made a comment in the Miles game that I fucking love that he always has sneakers and that he's deep into a sneaker culture.
same.
That's dope, and I love it.
Not real world sneakers that we can sell for $230. though.
I will give you that the 4 legs, a little bit of a miss in that direct department, but everything else, great.
I've heard
Like the suit.
defenses that though that's not 4 legs, it's actually 8 legs, and in between each of the legs is the electric blue. That doesn't make it better. It's
what?
so
That is
bad.
what's happening.
Yeah, but it really takes you 5 minutes to figure it out, doesn't it? It's not a clean, identifiable design. This.
I will give
Monty,
you.
do you want some air?
no,
will
it
give-
looks like gym wear.
Hey, Monty, would you like to touch grass?
Yeah.
Touch some grass.
I have really, this suit has grown on me over the years. I don't mind it.
You two are making me hate this game more than I did. I like. Fuck you! Stop me! God damn it! Comments,
Swing.
help me out.
TLDR, swing.
The mother of all
Sweet,
misses.
thanks. That's it. We all agree. That's the swing, everyone.
I'm sulking now.
Might get through more pages. Miles is wearing a new suit. He's put his Spider-Man mask on, everyone. The mask is going on. He's in a corner with the mask on.
It looks even more derpy Spooderman than before.
Still better than Miles' suit.
Anyway, please continue.
Hey, new suit, says Pete. That's not an alien, is it?
Wait, I'm sorry. I will say, is this meant to be a canon? He has just changed into this suit in canon.
Yes, yes.
That somehow makes it better. The forced branding of
Yes.
it.
And Miles says, it's time for a Miles Morales original, you know? 1 of 1.
A Miles Morales original brought to you by Adidas.
It looks good, says Pete. Or lies Pete, as Monty would say. Moving on! Pete tells Miles what Connor said. He doesn't think... Oh, sorry, that's the serious bit. Let's fucking get... He's been told he needs to go and kill Harry. Pete tells Miles...
Why? You gotta kill Harry. Remember? Marry your best friend.
Pete tells Miles what Connor said. He doesn't think he can go through with this. Not again. Miles said he saw May in Pete's head. It wasn't his fault. Because if you remember, Pete made the decision to let May go so that they could save people from Devil's Breath. Pete starts to cry. She never thought about herself, even when she was struggling to breathe. If May, my dad, if they were here, says Miles, they would want us to stop thinking about them. They'd want us to help people, to fight. Harry's still in there, and we're going to fight like hell to get him back. Pete smiles and gets up, turns to Miles. Call the play, coach. Let's split up. You find the meteorite, I'll clear that nest out. There's a big nest in the sky lifted up with loads of gross... Anyway. In the nest of symbiotes, Venom tempts Miles, drawing his mind into the collective hive. He sees a vision of Haley and the meteorite. Miles has dealt with Lee's mind palace, though, so this ain't shit, and he fights out. We call Pete to say that we've seen the stone, and he thinks it's in the Harlem subway station.
Sure, why not?
Pete heads towards the tunnel. Miles rescues Haley, having seen her in the vision. And before he leaves to join Pete, she was like being surrounded by
She gives him a smoke.
symbiotes. He has something to say to her. You're incredible, he says, and I like you so much, and I think that you like me. Do you want to go out on a date?
They're both so awkward. I love them.
She compliments his suit. But then again, the writers of the game made her say that, so yeah. He asks if that's a yes. Well, I'm a world-famous artist now, she says. I'm quite busy, but I'll check my calendar. We'll see. She smiles at him. We head out to join Pete. We head deeper into the tunnel, the subway tunnel.
Thanks for coming, Pete. We want to show you something.
He pins Pete to the floor and gives him this vision of the two of them healing the world.
We are healed, finally free. We can give that gift to everyone. But we need you with us, Pete. Heal the world together.
Yo, bro! Miles' voice comes out from behind. Not cool! He swings down to knock Venom off him, but this tunnel is just infested with an army of symbiotes. They are outgunned. There's no sign of the meteorite, and the boys swing away. They decide that they need to make a bit of a game plan, so they call MJ and head round to May's house to make a plan. They have a map of the city. Pete says he knows where the meteorite is now, finally, that it's going to be at the reservoir because water system, pumping goo everywhere. If the symbiotes get out of Manhattan, it's goodbye to the Earth. Pete puts down a rock with googly eyes to represent the meteorite. He what else does he do? They've got these little fantasy cutouts, and he's a princess.
He's the White Knight.
I think he's the princess.
No, he's the White Knight because he puts it down and he goes, "Oh, it's all I had." The joke is it's the White Knight. And MJ's a rook, and I can't remember what Miles is. Miles like a goblin archer or something.
Oh, cute.
He's a gobbler.
So they realize that the thing that broke the stone apart the last time was the particle accelerator.
Chekhov's particle accelerator, Chase.
Twice.
You really are about me for this fucking Chekhov thing.
Well, because you called it, and Neil and I both shared a look when you said that's going to become important, and we were like, "Oh, okay."
I didn't say that about the particle accelerator. I said that about the fucking falcon wings.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
I said it was.
Whoops.
I said it was
I'm not
Chekhov's
cutting
falcon
those
wings.
out. I don't know where they are.
This whole day is a fever dream now, so I'm still mad about the suit.
This sucks. I really want to just finish this.
I think this has turned into one of my favorite Lord Dumps.
This might be my least favorite Lord Dump.
Aren't you loving that we're engaged?
So, if they crank up the power enough to destroy it, they can maybe free everyone in the world connected to the hive mind. The reservoir is bound to be crawling with symbiotes, and Harry won't let that rock out of his sight. Unless... That rock is the rock on screen.
That is his pet rock. That is Gerald.
Unless he sees something he wants more. His dream of
bigger rock.
His dream of healing the world. A bigger
rock.
It's not a boulder, Squidward. It's a rock.
MJ clocks what Pete means. His best friend. That's every vision we've seen. Even Venom has that desire from Harry to have Pete next to him as they heal the world. So, the plan is, if Pete can lead Harry away from the meteorite, Miles can deal with the symbiotes while MJ sneaks in to grab the meteorite. Oh, there they are. Group fist bump.
Nice. I really like the shade of blue.
Yeah.
That's good.
Outside the reservoir.
I think we should give MJ a suit. Has MJ ever been a spider?
Probably.
She is currently the hero Jackpot in the comics. She has powers now.
What?
Yeah, they're like roulette powers. There was a jackpot before.
Such a bizarre character to give her.
Yeah, it's like chat. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's an annoying hero. It doesn't work.
But she's never been a spider.
She's never been a spider. Well, no, she has. She has been Spider-Man, and she's also been a Venom at one point.
Ooh. Yeah. Well, yeah, she was just a Venom like 10 minutes ago.
Outside the reservoir, the gang get ready to enact their plan. Pete pulls them into a huddle. I can't thank you enough, both of you, for everything. Come on, bro, says Miles. We're the Spider Team. Don't anyone forget it, says MJ.
Spider Pals.
Well, no, now they're a Spider Team. Spider Pals was Harry and Pete. Pete jumps down to the spooky tunnel entrance. There's like 100 symbiotes outside, but they all kind of don't attack him.
Question, because this has been bothering me basically all game. All the spirals, specifically Miles's stupid suit that I hated way earlier with the spiral. Is that related?
Yes.
It's the symbol of the King in Black.
It's language. It's the symbiote like language, and all the spirals mean different things.
What is the King in Black?
The King in Black is Null. Null is the god of the symbiotes, and it's not connected to this universe. It's pulled from the comics.
Oh, it was mainly just I was really confused by the fact they both had the same spiral.
I figured it wouldn't matter for you to see that because you didn't have any context for it.
It does matter.
No. I mean, I think it didn't. Like it's like,
but it doesn't now.
In this game, the spiral, I think it's just the logo on the rock or something, and like you say, it's the language and stuff.
I think it shows that they are offspring from the conduit of this rock.
Yeah.
Anyway, Pete jumps down. Hey, buddy, going to sit in there and play with your pet rock all night? The symbiotes guard the entrance part, and Venom comes charging through, pinning Pete to the floor.
This gift will finally be yours.
Here's the thing, though. You're going to have to catch me first. Pete swings out into the night with Venom in pursuit. Miles jumps down to engage the army of symbiotes, and MJ makes a dash into the reservoir. We get a gun upgrade for MJ, so she now has the concussive blast on it, so she can shoot symbiotes off people.
Nice.
This is just a full-on shooter level. MJ just full-on goes
here for it.
Rambo through the base.
Yeah, it's very Gears of War coded.
Yeah, it's basically a cover shooter for a bit.
She's one-shotting symbiotes with this sonic blast.
Yeah. And like we see later on, she can't one-shot like Venom.
Yeah.
But these are
Big
his
boys.
children. Yeah, these are his offspring.
She can only shoot children. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Deep inside the reservoir, she finds the meteorite. Every strand in the city connects to this. Just a normal rock, she reassures herself. It can also end the world. She shoots that bitch free, stuffing it in her bag as alien screams sound throughout the tunnels. Outside, she links up with Miles as they escape together. For some reason, she's on her bike. Sick as it is.
Because it's cool as
Just
shit.
jump on Miles's
Yeah,
back.
for real.
Look how cool that bike is, though.
This is my biggest problem with the game. Is that we have a scene of her riding through the streets through symbiotes with Miles protecting her. No. Just pick her
Jump on
up.
his back.
Yeah.
Not sick as hell.
Meanwhile, a few minutes ago, Pete is gliding through the air with Venom on his tail.
Oh.
They entangle in the sky, punching each other as they fall. Pretty sure your +1 is invited to our high school reunion, Harry. They are right above their school. And they crash through the roof, landing with a thud in the auditorium, in the gym, whatever you call it. I don't know. And it's cool. There's like the remains of a careers fair. And I don't know if you can see, Chase. There's Oscorp. The careers fair is sponsored by Oscorp. Feast, Fire Service, and Insomniac.
Yeah.
Was there
Just
really?
in this one little...
That's
You can
so good.
actually find the Insomniac office in New York. It's,
Yeah.
it's a
Can you
building.
really?
Yeah, you can find it. Yeah, it's
That's
good.
so funny.
It's fun.
They stand up in their old high school gym.
This is where we became best friends. And now it's where we will become brothers.
Venom goops all over the school,
Oh, nice.
tearing it and the ground to pieces as we rise up into the sky, like bits of school all hanging by different tentacles. Ready for the final battle.
Join us.
This is the start of our very long final battle with Venom We battled throughout the school. Monty, do you have anything to add about this fight before I narrate any of it?
It is the only boss fight in this game where the boss summons grunts to distract you, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, like the school setting is really cool. Kraven's a cool fight. It's just I just don't like the summoning of grunts. That's a bugbear I have with many bosses.
That I agree.
That's a me
Generally,
pet
I agree. No, I do.
He's got Peter on the 20-yard line.
Yeah, that's a really cool shot.
Please remember everything we've been through. Did you forget about Flash kicking our asses for 4 years?
We were weak then.
But we had each other.
I think they should bring Flash back.
Well, here's the thing. It's a little thing on this. Flash is who Venom is in the comics right now. He's Agent Venom.
is he really?
Flash Thompson. Yeah. He loses his legs at war, and the Venom suit gives him his legs back. And people were quite disappointed initially when we learned that Harry was going to be Venom because people wanted Flash. I like Harry being Venom. I think it absolutely works for this story in Insomniac's universe. So, and people were clinging to little mentions of Flash to be like, Flash Thompson's going to be in it. He's going to be Venom all along. No, it's obviously going to be Harry. Yeah,
absolutely. Pete is pleading. Despite what he's told about their full integration he's trying to get through to his friend. You came over every single day after school. You even slept over when your mom got sick.
We couldn't see her like that.
When you lost her, that day on the football field, I was there. I always have been.
Until we got sick again. You abandoned us while we were fighting for our lives.
I was trying to save you.
The fact that this is the symbiote saying this, when it is the symbiote's fault that
well,
he
it's
abandoned
both.
him.
Both have merged. Both
Yeah.
have merged. It's more Harry kind of speaking of this, but it's very vague. But
But you'd also think that in the fucking hive mind, Harry would know that the symbiote made him do it.
Mm-hmm.
Harry is just bitter.
Perhaps. Yeah. Pete's no longer connected to the hive mind, but yeah, maybe.
You want to join us. We know it.
That's just too much fun.
The thing is, you sound just like the late great Tony Todd when you do it. Like it's that rasp he has to it. He's got that gurgle to his voice. It's so good.
I'll thank the effects board we've got for that. Yeah. Chase, the anti-venom powers that we've kind of alluded to so far, throughout this fight, Pete is trying to kind of almost burn the venom off of Harry, but in isolated bursts, it doesn't seem to do much. So he kind of like singes Harry's arm and, Venom will knock him away. But yeah, the power that was able to kind of obliterate symbiotes off of civilians, it isn't having the full intended effect here. It's been messing with your head, Harry. You're my best friend.
Then why don't you trust us?
I trust you, Harry, not that thing you're wearing.
We are not a thing.
You're stronger than the symbiote, Harry. Fight it. The symbiote's using you. It doesn't care about anything but itself. Venom holds Pete by the neck and lifts them higher above the school.
It'll be over soon.
Doesn't matter what you do to me. I'm never going to heal the world with you. Not like this. A high-pitched scream rings out over the city.
The meteorite! You took it from us.
Venom hunches over. Terrible wings sprouting from his back. He flies Pete out.
Is he a dragon now?
Back across the city.
The fuck is this?
Yeah.
This is also a comics thing.
Why do there are so many shots that in this game that feel like they were taken straight out of like an Arkham game.
A
lot of this game gives Arkham vibes.
That's an interesting
It's the
take.
darkest.
Not in a rip-off way.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want to say rip.
No,
it's not
no,
a rip-off,
no.
but
Yeah.
vibes.
So yeah, knowing now that the meteorite has been ripped from its housing, Venom has us in its arms and flies us across the city. Back across the city, Miles and MJ race through the streets. I think
He's made even faster by his Adidas sneakers.
the low price of... Oh, never mind. I think the goo aliens are mad we took their stuff. Yeah, well, they started it. We crashed through the doors of the burnt-out EMF building. Miles webbing up the doors behind them as they come in. Let's get this to the accelerator. Above their heads, they hear the beating of wings. Venom blowing through the roof and tossing a lifeless Peter at them.
Oh, his wings aren't red anymore. That's weird.
They are on the inside, so it's just the inside of the wings are red. Yeah, this is very. I'm sure it was around before then, but I almost think this design reminds me of that King in Black, Null, everyone suddenly had wings, didn't they?
Yeah.
I've got it literally up on my screen. I was like 4 tabs of what the fuck is Null?
See, a little part of me was thinking like, oh, King in Black might be quite fun for you, Chase, because clearly you like the Venom stuff. But see, in hindsight, King in Black requires so much prior knowledge of stuff leading into it that jumping in is a bit of a, oh god,
Which is
who are you?
exactly my issue with comics.
I mean, that's fair. I'm not going to disagree with you there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to read 500 comics to read one good story.
Miles squares off against the monster, pulling part of the building down on slow Venom down. Pete's unconscious. He like threw him across the EMF. Yeah, they're trying to wake him up desperately. But in the meantime, Miles is going to hold off Venom while MJ tries to load the meteorite into the particle accelerator.
Do all the symbiotes look like this?
Like Venom.
No, like big, like basically like the devil. He looks like the devil.
That's because of the wings, I think. They don't
I
all
agree.
look like that. No.
No,
No, because Carnage is skinny
Carnage
and
is
more
skinny.
tenderly.
Yeah,
and
like
sharper.
if you saw Scream earlier, had the weird hair. That's
Yeah.
from the comics, and like so. Yeah, they do try and make them look distinct. And you will see the spirally pattern on some of them as well.
Yeah.
MJ carries Pete to safety as Miles is forced to continue to fight the winged beast.
You don't care about us. You don't know us.
I know you talk to your mum, just like I talk to my dad, remember? Says Miles. What's she saying right now?
That we are so close.
I'm not going to let Pete down, Harry.
Are you laughing at we are so close? God damn it, Chase.
I was trying not to say anything. I wasn't trying to take your
You
moment.
did so good.
I was trying not to take your moment.
We are so close.
Come on, it's the end. You got this. You got this.
We're so close.
Sorry.
I'm not going to let Pete down, Harry.
He'll understand. This is his dream too.
Sorry, Harry. Heard enough about this nightmare. I'm waking you up. MJ loads the rock into the accelerator. Venom sees this, lifts her up in the air.
Peter doesn't need you anymore. He has us now.
She fires at him with the concussing gun. It does nothing. He smacks her to the side. Venom reaches into the accelerator, using the stone to spread his goop just everywhere.
Ah, gross.
Yeah, there you go. Gross, gross, gross.
I mean, he did tell you he was close.
Couldn't have kept it light. Miles swings in for the save, and the two commence to beat each other off.
Yeah, thank you.
You're not doing this for Pete. You're doing it for yourself.
You're holding Pete back. You took him away from us.
Took him away? What the hell are you talking about?
In the forest, we remember what you did.
He's talking about when they literally took him away. When I was watching this back, I was like, the forest? You mean like when he crash landed at the start? But it means in that tiny little bit of forest where they split. Yeah, anyway. Harry, man, that's the symbiote talking, not you.
You were jealous. That's why you pushed us apart.
Maybe I was, but Pete wasn't Pete.
You think you're better than us, don't you?
This ain't about who's better. I just prefer you without the psycho alien on. Venom reaches into the machine, pulling out the rock and brandishing it over Miles's head, like ready to crush his skull. MJ comes in with a save. Ellie! She throws the anti-symbiote gun to Miles, who catches it, stuffing it in Venom's mouth, his gaping maw. Oop! He kicks the mouth shut, and the explosion rocks Venom's head, like exploding it temporarily.
I feel like it would have been really easy for Venom to just bite down.
For a second, we see Harry's face revealed, and you can see there's like black veiny tendrils covering his face now, as if he's sort of, I don't know, part of this. Pete, he says quickly. We hear Harry's voice, but the Venom takes over quickly again, flying out into the night sky. The Spider Bros thwip on. These aren't the Spider Bros. I've realized 2/3 of Team Spider thwip on, dragged out into the night behind him. Miles is quickly thrown back to Earth as Pete mounts the creature, hitting him again and again. Give me back my friend!
We are your friend.
Pete charges up his new powers and rips Venom's head off. Harry once again being exposed as they plummet back to Earth. Pete, what's
give him a little
what's
smooch.
happening? Just hang on, buddy. Please, no, leave him. Venom is back, but distracted. Miles manages to rip the meteorite from his grasp and flies back to Earth. Go, Miles, go! Inside, MJ is fighting off the goopy gooners. Miles charges up his Venom to charge up the accelerator. You almost ready to finish this? Almost.
I've just realized an issue. I'm really bothered that the 19 inches statue has Miles in his wrong suit.
That statue never happens in this game.
Yeah.
That statue.
It's just a statue of a fight.
It's this fight, and he should be in his right suit. Sorry, continue.
That's what? We crash back down into the lab. Pete is encouraging, fight, Harry, fight it. I can't, I'm done. You have to
kill us.
I'm done. Either way, Pete, we still have time. No, we don't. It'll kill them, and then it'll kill you. Pete looks across and sees MJ and Miles fighting for their goddamn lives to charge up this machine. Harry, Pete, let's heal the world together. We're in business, says Miles. So they've charged up the fucking accelerator. They put the stone in there. Harry starts to rip open his chest, begging Pete to end him. Now, Pete, please. Pete charges up his hand and presses it to the chest of his best friend. MJ, shouts Miles. She hits the button. Pete screams and burns Venom from his best friend as the accelerator whirls in the background. Harry smiles as the last specks of the symbiote burn to ash around him. Pete cries as he looks down at his friend and tells him he loves him. The accelerator explodes. There is the explosion radiating out across the city. The destruction of the stone instantly freeing trapped New Yorkers from their alien hosts.
This is exactly what people thought was going to happen with CERN.
What, we'd be freed from our alien hosts?
You guessed that.
We did it. We did it. They crouch over Harry's body. He's gone.
Rip.
Peter Parker sobs. Miles watches on. I'm not going to try and do Peter Parker here because the job that your Lowenthal does with grief is second to none. It's like these animalistic screams when this character experiences loss are just unbearable to listen to. From behind them, Miles starts to charge up his hand with electricity. Give me some room. I don't know if it's got to work, but I have to try. He touches Harry's chest, sending a pulse through, and then again, and then Harry gasps and comes back from the brink.
Yay!
Yeah.
He looks at Pete.
Rip rescinded.
That's why I didn't hit the button. He looks into Pete's eyes and says his name before passing out again. Harry's basically in a coma at this point.
Okay, but he's alive.
Yeah.
So he can still become a goblin.
Norman Osborn arrives to find Spider-Man carrying his son into an ambulance. It's just brilliant, this bit. I love it. Pete collapses to one knee as he's carrying him, and Miles comes and to help him bear the load and helps him carry Harry the rest of the way.
I don't know at this point how Norman doesn't know that Pete is Spider-Man.
I feel like at this point, there's been too many clues.
We can put it down to he is kind of outside of his head throughout this whole game.
Yes.
Yeah. Pulse is weak, say the EMTs, as again, Norman is just horrified by what he sees. He turns back towards the Spider-Man. What have you done? What have you done to him? I'm so sorry, says Pete. I'm coming with you. Wait. Norman gets into the back of the ambulance, and the trio watch Harry leave.
So this is going to...
Also, MJ being with them, and he still can't put it together?
Yeah, that is a major clue.
Again, he's just staring at his son.
I'm sorry. Fucking Norman, dumbass.
I see the tunnel vision concept.
But
Actually,
also,
I follow that.
I'm sorry. He told Spider-Man, save my son. Spider-Man saved his son, and now he's you put him in a coma. He was meant to be alive.
Well, yeah, he doesn't look very saved,
Well,
does he? He's barely breathing.
I had a brief moment there when Harry survived, where I went, oh shit, my theory about Gobbler's gonna be wrong. But now he's still mad, so Gobbler's still
Yeah.
on.
And-
Gobbler's still on the table.
Pete does kill Harry, right?
He dies.
Pete kills Harry, and Miles brings him back.
Yep.
The timing doesn't quite work out with the destroying the stone. Pete kills him.
Yeah.
And
That was my reading.
yeah.
Yeah, it's worse than Maze. Like with for Pete in that
Yeah.
moment, because Pete is directly
Even if it's
responsible.
short lasting.
Yeah.
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 Later, in Oscorp Tower, Norman watches over his unconscious son. The doctor tells him there are traces of brain activity, but his chances of coming back are very slim. Just keep him alive, Norman says. At the end of the bed is a gift, a new cane. Norman screams as the doctor leaves and begins to use the cane to smash the room apart. Why? Why? He makes a phone call. Get the G serum ready.
Yeah!
As soon as possible.
Yes, 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 yes.
We fade out. Over a voiceover, we hear MJ speak. For the last few years, tragedy has tried to tear this city apart, but we have kept going. We battled sickness, evil, cataclysm. We are tired, anxious, stressed, numb, but we have never lost hope. This city needs to heal. We are all ready to return to normal, but what is normal? What if it no longer exists? We see MJ recording in a home office in May's house. On the desk, we can see paperwork that the couple have applied for joint tenancy of the home.
Oh, nice.
Over the last half hour, I've talked about how these events have changed me. What about you? In this ongoing series, I'll be talking with people throughout the city, exploring our new behaviors, new routines, new thoughts and feelings. I hope you'll join me on this journey. This has been Mary Jane Watson, and you're listening to The New Normal.
Very COVID coded that. Sincerely, I think it's supposed to be. It's very COVID coded. So MJ, I just think it's been memed to death, but I think it's notable if we did not acknowledge this. MJ just uploads that podcast. She does not edit it. Complete unedited audio file. We hit the upload button and we just watch it go. Brrrr.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
It's our first
Could you
one.
imagine if
Look,
we
I'm
did-
not criticizing.
Our
I
first
think
one
it's
wasn't
funny,
great.
right? It's
Our
really
new
funny.
ones aren't great.
No, yeah.
At least our first one was edited.
What are you talking about? This one has a roadcaster.
Oh boy. Moving through the rest of the house, in the kitchen sit Miles, Genki, Rio, and Haley. Pete is in the back cooking up a storm, cooking up his, what are they, like buckwheat pancakes or whatever?
Buckwheat.
What is it?
Yeah, buttermilk.
Oh, it didn't. Doesn't
No.
May have a pancake recipe
Yeah,
or something?
it's the uses that special wheat.
Yeah.
Graham.
Wheat cakes.
Wheat
That's what they
cakes,
are.
that's
yeah.
what they're called. In the kitchen sit Miles, Genki, Rio, and Haley. And Haley's asking, what's the difference between wheat cakes, pancakes, and flapjacks? I don't know. The wheat, says Genki. Dumbass.
I hope Miles like backass. It's like,
He doesn't mean it like that. I don't think it's just my reading.
Why does Rio's head look so tiny here?
MJ comes
she's in
in.
the background. That's just the shot.
So close. In the background, MJ comes in. Episode 1, done. Nice, says Pete. Oh, are these good to go? She means the pancakes. In a minute. I want to show you something first. Okay. MJ and Pete head outside. Feast workers are loading donations of May's stuff into the back of a truck, and they thank Peter. Round at the garage, Pete opens the doors. Inside is a desk, a computer, some fairy lights strung up, and a whiteboard with Emily May Foundation
Aw.
on it.
The foundation lives, the building dies.
Yep, you said you wouldn't mind that. You just
Yeah.
wanted the foundation to live.
I'm okay with that.
I cry my eyes out every time I see this scene, and I don't know why. His phone buzzes with a spider alert. MJ takes both of his hands. Have you talked to Miles yet? About... No, not yet. Miles has obviously got the same alert because he lands beside them, all suited up and ready to go. You ready? Miles,
Peter retiring?
I've been meaning to talk to you about... I mean, I have been talking to you all the time. It's great to talk. So many good talks. I just haven't been talking to you. I shouldn't have been talking to you. Pete. He puts a hand on Pete's shoulder. Let me start this again. Miles looks at him. I've got this. All of it. He gestures to the city. Go be Peter Parker for a while. Are you sure? It's a big city. I can handle it. As long as I can still call you for advice. You don't need it. They hug. Maybe not now, but there'll come a time. I'm here for you. Always. Hey, bro. See ya. And he heads off. Miles swings out, leaving Pete and MJ. They kiss as the camera pulls back on Aunt May's house, and we fade to credits.
Hey.
Do we think this is gonna lead into a Miles Morales too?
I think this will lead directly in. We can talk at the end, but no is my short answer.
Like, I would assume that Peter will not retire fully. I'm an extended break, sure, but I don't
So
think.
the
Should
narrative.
we do the post credits first?
Let's do the post
Yes,
credits.
Because
We
okay.
got a
it
lot to
might
talk
inform
about.
what Chase thinks about
Also,
number 3.
I'm really hoping, and I'm gonna do a theory craft before the post credits, is that we ended the first game with Norman staring at a vat of goop. I hope we end the second game with Norman staring at a vat of goop. I want just every game to end with another fucking Norman shenanigans.
It's just green goop this time.
Is it goop time yet?
Well, technically, it was green goop the last one. There was just black goop in the green goop.
Touche.
Post credits.
Post credits.
A cell in the raft.
DLC bait.
Norman Osborn walks the halls of the prison. In a cell sits an inmate writing a journal.
Martin?
What do you want? The Spider-Men, says Norman. You know who they are, don't you? Otto Octavius stands up. Why? They've ruined my son. Good. We all have to experience loss. Even you, Norman. What are you writing? Norman asks him. The final chapter. Cut to black.
Are we going to get Otto as a villain again?
He never really came back.
Did he not?
Nah, he pretends to, and then you realize it's all an act. Like he sort of...
Yeah. Otto is still Octopus, and he always,
Wow.
from that snapping point, he always was.
So are we, okay, are we to assume off that Spider-Man will then be a trilogy of games?
Continue, Neil.
Okay.
Post credits 2. In Miles and Rio's flat, someone knocks at the door. Miles looks nervous as he answers. Haley comes in to join them for dinner. Haley, hi, Rio says. I hope you're hungry. Starving, Haley says.
Jameson, please.
You're going to be... Please. No one is ever going to be more disappointed than this person right here. Oh my God. Right, okay. I
wish I
tried
could
to
capture
warn you. I tried to warn you.
It's obviously Cletus Cassidy.
Food's almost ready, Rio says. Why don't you go and show her your essay? He worked so hard on it.
Miles Davis from another universe.
He's finished the essay. They head through to
Oh, he finished
Miles's
his essay?
room.
What?
They head through to Miles's room.
What do you write about, though?
So what's this about? Some guy in Harlem, he says, probably seen him volunteering in the city, helping out his city council mum, trying to live up to his hero dad. Haley says, I like that version of that person. Yeah? You're not wearing your suit, she says. Yeah. Behind them is the suit, and Haley takes the scarf that she gave him back in Miles Morales and puts it round his neck. They
Hey, smooch.
They kiss.
Smooch.
They giggle. This bit
Adorable.
makes me cry too, because there's just a reminder about he's gone through so much, and he is a young teenager. This is his first love, and they are giggling like children. And yeah, it's very lovely. She laughs. The door knocks again. It's time to meet her new boyfriend.
Is that Martin Lee? Is that Martin fucking
Hi,
Lee?
Miles. Haley. This is Albert.
Oh, okay. Why do I recognize that name?
For context, everybody, we only saw the back of his head when we heard Martin Lee, and then now we're seeing the man's face. It's Albert. Yeah.
He has clearly learned how to say one thing in ASL, and he signs very awkwardly. He's like, "Hi, nice to meet you."
He's
and
trying.
then he says, "This is my daughter, Cindy Moon." And Cindy waves, and we cut to credits.
Why are we not seeing Cindy's face? That feels important.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was half right that there was an importance here.
Albert Moon! Albert Moon!
Am I mentioning who that is?
Albert Moon is the
Not important, it's his daughter.
Okay.
Albert Moon, is that not also the name of the racist shop owner in Red Dead Redemption
Yeah,
1? Is that not
Albert,
Albert
Mr. Moon.
Anyway, he is just a lovely man with a daughter from the comics. Yes.
Okay, I'm here for it.
Yeah, cool.
I'm here for it.
Are you wanting to
Is
not give
his-
anything away about her?
What do you reckon?
I think we can tell.
Can I just get alignment, hero or villain?
Hero.
Oh, interesting. I would assume a villain. Okay.
We'll leave it just in case. However, having seen the post-credits, tell me what you think about 3. Pete retiring. Otto.
Well, tell us what you think of 2 first.
Oh, yeah, good point.
2 is my favorite of them.
Yes!
Joking.
No!
You prefer 2 over Miles and 1. How much?
Barely over Miles. But then Miles is barely over 1. So they're all very close.
That's so interesting.
They're all
Fair
very close. I just think this is my favorite of the 3. Because I think the action is the best and the stakes are the best. And I think that Kraven and Venom are, I'm not going to say more interesting villains than Otto, but I think they are more fun villains than Otto.
I can see that.
Kraven's good, yeah.
I think Venom's great as well. I think they are both fun video game villains.
And we are going to respect everyone's opinion.
I don't-
And I am glad.
I'll
I'm
give you
so
Otto
relieved.
from an
I'm glad you
emotional-
enjoyed this.
Otto from an emotional
Yeah.
standpoint, much more interesting, deep villain, but I don't need every villain to be interesting and deep. So, that's all.
For anyone listening, I know there's things we cut out. I know we didn't get deep into the Kravinoff family and all that stuff. They're
Is
all
all that
killing
in there?
each other.
They kill
Cra-
each other?
Kraven killed
Do they
his
hunt
family.
each
Yeah,
other?
they have to
Off
hunt
screen.
each other.
Oh.
But none of it happens in game. It's literally like we find out
radio call.
it happened.
Okay.
we
But
also
is it
find
in the hit Kraven movie?
I don't know.
we also find spider bots, Chase, which is worth filling them in on this. We find spider bots. It's like Genki's like, oh, there's a weird dimensional signal or something. We find all the spider bots, we collect them, and then at the end we get
Dimensional signal? Is that meant to be Spider-Bots from
honestly,
MCU?
I can tell you right now, it does not fucking matter because at the end of it, we get a cut scene where a little portal opens up, like from the Spider-Verse movies, and Miles or Peter, whichever one finishes them, kind of waves through, and there's a bartender in there doing the low frame rate, and she's like, tell Miguel tell Miguel I'm keeping the spider bots. Screw this. Turns out that bartender was a character who was cut from Spider-Verse 2. Nobody told the team at Insomniac. It's a crap quest, it is what it is, but yeah, just
It's just a
fill you in.
collectible, really.
Yeah.
And you get cool little spider bots with different designs on all of them. But yeah, I agree. It does set up interdimensional stuff in a way that then it doesn't actually do anything
Do we
with so
think there will be dimensional stuff in Spider-Man? I hope not.
No, they were going to make the Great Web, which I talked about, I think, in our last one, which is like the Spider-Man live service game, and that got cancelled, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Spider-Man 3, though.
I don't know how I feel about Otto coming back. I don't know how I feel about that.
So, I mean, we've
If this is going to be a trilogy like that scene implies, so obviously Gobbler will be here. Gobbles is going to gob us up.
yeah, Gobby's been getting teased since Spider-Man 1.
Yeah,
so
Gobby will gobble.
he's endgame.
I hope Gobby is the end game boss.
Yeah.
Like if Otto comes back as a side boss, but I also feel like having him as a side boss after having him, it's the weird one with video games where it's not like comics where you can have like a very important villain come back as like, oh, they're a minor threat now. Like I feel like in video games, if he suddenly comes back as a side character or a side villain, it's just
So predictions regarding this, because you now have the same
know as
information
much
that
as
we
us.
have. So first off, the narrative director of Insomniac has stated that Miles Morales is, quote, Insomniac's main Spider-Man moving forwards.
interesting.
So obviously Pete retires at the end of this. Now, how long Pete retires for is a different question, because will be Peter Parker, quote, for a while. So it could be just take a year
There's
off,
that-
set up
It's
EMF.
just the fact that Otto's coming back. I can't
Yes,
imagine
Otto
Otto
and Norman
coming back.
are Peter villains. They are not Miles villains. So I think it's going to be
Yeah.
simple as this. Miles comes to Pete and goes, Pete, this is bigger than me and I need Spider-Man too.
I think we're going to get a few year time skip.
Yes. Same. I think we get Emily May Foundation as run by Peter for a few years.
Yeah,
because we have Parker Industries in the comics,
Yeah.
so they could pull from that and have Pete be CEO of EMF.
I had hoped that Gwen would show up, but now that they are
Yeah.
sadly still together.
too late now.
I think you got to say goodbye to your Gwen Stacy
Yeah.
theories. I think she's back. I mean, especially because now Cindy Moon's in this. Cindy Moon will.
Is Cindy Moon another romantic interest?
No.
Oh, okay.
I've got something hilarious to tell you that I'm going to save until we cover Spider-Man 3. It's a funny thing that has nothing to do with anything, but I can't tell you right now because it might be spoilers.
Tell me anyway, because it's fucking...
No, because no,
unannounced
it
game.
doesn't matter because it might spoil things for
Out
the
of
game.
curiosity, you said that the planned DLCs got leaked. What were they meant to be?
You were going to have a Beatles side quest. Beatles a villain, Tombstone's daughter. It's a whole thing.
Okay.
Then they were also going to do Carnage. Carnage was going to be the DLC. There was also rumors of a Venom game, a Venom spin-off game. I don't really know what that looks like. I don't know if
Eddie
maybe
Brock, assumedly.
potentially, who knows? But again, as far as I understand it, that's also been cancelled. So
Why?
And there was So I think
Is this just Insomnia said, well, you leaked it all. Fuck yeah, I guess.
No, it was that, but we don't know. It was that compared with restructuring.
they
It
also
was
did that with
spreading themselves far too thin, and a lot of the focus. I mean, Spider-Man 2 had a rocky development, so as a result, I think they're pouring everything into SM3. To quote Brian Intihar, the creative director, he said that if Spider-Man 2 is their Civil War, Spider-Man 3 is their end game. It's their Avengers Endgame style game. I mean, we've got Wraith, Miles, Peter. Cindy Moon's a hero. I won't say more. Cindy Moon, Venom. If Harry comes back as Venom, or if the symbiote goes somewhere else, we have heroes now established in this universe. My running theory is, again, we don't know. My running theory is that I think Otto will be redeemed by the end of SM3. I think he'll change sides, and I think Green Goblin will be the end game.
See him becoming a hero per se,
Not
but
a hero.
I can see him doing something heroic in his like death moments.
Well, he still hates
classic, like heroic in the death moments that fuck Scobby.
He hates Norman Osborn above everything else. Yeah. So if he finds out that Norman Osborn's being Green Goblin, flying about, blah blah blah, maybe we have a quick fight with him, and then maybe towards the end he comes in to help Peter. I don't know. We don't know. But yeah, it's interesting. It's buzzing for SM3.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it will be. It's gonna be good shit.
And it's a nice thing that they're saying that Spider-Man 3 is going to be the final one. Like, there is a story that they planned to tell here, and apparently Spider-Man 3 will finish that story. Now, we might get spin-off games, we might get whatever, but for lore dumps, we could probably say Spider-Man 3 will be the end of the Spidey lore dumps.
All right.
They might come out with a surprise.
Unless we get Pirate Spider-Man.
Yes, in Hawaii.
In Hawaii.
But yeah.
Anything to add, Chase?
I'd just like to say that I am feeling refreshed after taking 19 inches of venom for 6 hours.
I'm glad.
You know it. Monty? Parting messages?
Lore Dump is a wonderful show, but one of the limited... No, don't censor me. This is sincere.
I was blocking Chase.
Lore Dump is a wonderful show, and we all acknowledge that there are limitations to Lore Dump when it comes to looking at and almost like reviewing a game, which is the fact that you lose all the spectacle and the action. There's only so much that we can do. I think I went into Spider-Man 2 hoping that you laying out the story without me getting distracted by the bells and the whistles and the combat and the bits that I don't like and the suits that are missing and things like that. All these little things that always pick away from the game for me. It might make me come away with a greater understanding and enjoyment of the story. In fact, I think when you lay out the words on paper for me, this is my least favorite Spider-Man game. I'm not going to say it's a bad video game because it absolutely is not, but the nitpicks do kill it for me. And it's my least favorite out of the 3. And hopefully they learn. And hopefully that suit is gone for Spider-Man 3.
I'm going to go buy those shoes.
Quick tease for what's coming up, baby. It's Mortal Kombat. What's your favorite part of that tease?
Fatality.
I'm not going to leave you with that.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Remember to like and subscribe if you want to support Lord That'd be really chill of you. I mean, thanks. Join us on Discord.
Hello?
People of Gotham.
Yeah.
The Batman has failed you. Do it till we're black and blue. Let's be bad.
Give me the version of Arkham Knight where Scarecrow is a Smash fan.
It's bullshit. Ivy was Marilyn the whole time.